Hello. Hello, everybody. Hi, Kai. Hi, hi. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hi. Hi. So nice to see all of you. So many hugs. So many nice little hugs. Thank you for hugging me, Dharma and Yuli. And also, hello, Astera. And hello. Who else is here? Death is here. Hello, Death. Hello, friends. My little fae friends. So, hi. Hi, give me just a second. My model's being weird, okay? Is it because I'm sitting funny? I played around with her earlier. If I turn it down, does that help? Maybe a little bit. Okay. Anyway, I messed around with her a little bit today. I got me a nice little screenshot of her so I can include her on the PowerPoint when we go over my models up into the live 2D model. Also, I turned bones on in my face. And now I talk like my lips, bro. Look at these lips are moving. I know you're lying. Your lips are moving. But I did kind of play with her. So like I keep leaning back. Like why am I leaning back? When I shouldn't be leaning back. Oh no, it's just a rock. It's just a rock. Let me hold on. Man behind the curtains at work. Hold on. I reset the position. Is it? Nope. Is it cause nope. Nope. I felt like maybe I had like I think I tilted myself backwards. I think that's what happened. But yeah, I think I tilted myself backwards and that's why it looked a little silly. Anyway, hi guys. Do you like my jawbones? I turned my jawbones on. I didn't even know my jawbones were turned off. And now, oh my god. It's like what that mouth do, you know what I'm saying? Striker, hello. Hello, welcome in. Alright, Joe got a Jasper. Striker got an Amber. Face bones look good. I got some strong face bones. I didn't see any like I think it's
punishment time!
Moving now. I think that's what's happening. We're gonna use it. We're gonna see how we feel about it. If you guys think it's a little too jarring, you think it's a little too unrealistic, maybe it's not smooth. Where are you putting me? Jail? Who? For murder? I haven't even killed anyone yet. We just got here. I haven't killed anyone just yet. But you can't put someone in jail for a crime they haven't committed yet. That's not how that works. At least I don't think that's how it works. But anyway, so Death is gonna be joining me. He actually got off work early. This was a lot smoother in the application. I'm sorry, I'm just very amused by it, is all. It's not again? Why? Why is it like this? Like, I swear to God, every time I set the link to not expire, but it doesn't freaking matter because it always expires anyway. Yeah, you can edit the invite link settings to never expire with no limit, and yet it's always jank, and I don't understand it. I don't understand the American justice system. I mean, I have already committed lots of murders, but like I feel like it resets every stream. Like you can't flag me for like also I've been in jail for the murdering before. Like something about what's the double what is the thing? Like you can't be committed for the same crime twice or some shit like that. Double jeopardy, yeah. Darmo's got it. Darmo's smart. Darmo's smarter than me. So yeah. Oh, that's crazy. I don't know what's going on between Twitch and like Discord. Everybody's like, everything is jank. Everything's jank. But anyway, Dusk will go grab his fries. When he gets back, I'm gonna pull him in so we can start the game. No clue. I'm having to rejoin all the servers you're in. That's crazy. Ark, hi. Amethyst, delicious. Nom, nom, nom. That's the best color. Amethyst is the best color. So yeah, we're just waiting for Death to get his Frenchy fries. Get his Frenchy fries on. And then we can get started. I feel like I'm hold on. Movement smoothing. Does that help? I'm not as jittery anymore. But I am still moving. Maybe we'll turn it on just a little bit. Like we can play with the settings while we're waiting on Death. This is what happens when it's turned all the way up. Like I'm very slow. And guys, this is funny. This is what happens when I'm barely moving. It's like slow-mo. The fries are Frenching in a restaurant. Is that a health code violation? I think he's making them in his air fryer. I think he has an air fryer. Lucky bastard. I want an air fryer. So there's that. I turned it back down again. I think that works. I think that's fine. And then the movement range is also fun. So like I could not move at all. Just my head. My body doesn't move. And then whee! They got me earlier. I thought that shit was funny. It's stupid, but it's like funny. Look how sensitive everything is. Oh. We're gonna put everything back to like where I had it. So like it's a reasonable amount of movement. Nothing crazy. I just turned the smoothing up because I thought like maybe it would help the jawbones be a little more, you know, a little less jarring. Yeah, but I think it's the teeth bones that are actually moving now. Before, so I have it set up so my mic captures what I'm saying, and it like replicates those like shapes of my mouth. So like if I were to, I'm kind of curious now. If we were to turn that off, with the jawbones on, oh, that's not pleasant to look at. That's not natural. I don't like it. Put it back. All right. Let me just call Death real quick. Death himself, you know. Hello, Death. Hold on, I don't think I'm on the right channel. I'm not. Now I am. Now I should be. Oh my gosh. Hello, yokai. Dang! 18 months with a 17-month streak. Jesus Christ.
Hell yeah. Let's go, yokai.
Yeah, you're here now. Okay. Alright. Go away. I'll reset my position one more time. Because, like, now everything's a little more sensitive. But that's my fault. I love the things we get to say as streamers. We could say all kinds of off the wall shit, don't we?
Yeah. Like Spoofeldorf. What does it mean? Only I know.
I know. I think you told me. I know some of your secrets, at least. I know some of them.
Okay, what does it mean?
Isn't that like the name of your character in Sunhaven?
Yes, it is, actually.
Yeah. See, look, I know things. I don't know all things, but I know some things. Let me get the game up. Game, please.
Honestly, McDarbo has a point. Hey, Batman, how's it going? It's like, one sec, let me call Death.
Yeah. Let me just call my homie Death.
Yeah.
Death itself. Come here. We got a game to play.
Let me call the Skeleton. Hey, Death, I'm playing this game where I kill lots of people. Yeah, could you help me out with it? I hear you're an expert. I think we're good. I think all the mics are on. Everything's good. I forget, like, how do you end up joining the game again? I think you have to invite me because, like, if you join my game, you will die.
Oh, mirror was on. That's why it looks so wonky. That way, bitch. Look that way. That way. There we go. Alright, I sent you an invite.
Okay.
You're really still in Crom's Canyon? I thought we were done with that.
Let's see if we can get past the connection issues that we had last time.
Oh my god. Why? Why is there always issues, bro? Why? Why can there never not be scuff?
Who the fuck knows?
I know Striker's been in, like, the Discord before, but I still wanted to wave at him.
Oh, cool. My connection to you was lost.
Oh, fun. Wonderful. Love that for us. We're starting so strong tonight. Oh, yes.
Try again!
Claptrap disapproves.
Yeah, well, who gives a fuck what he says?
Yum, 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 yum. I'm enjoying my strong jawbones.
Oh, come on, let's get down. Come on, everybody. Check me out. I'm dancing.
The fuck?
I got jawbones. I don't know what I'm gonna have when I set up my live 2D model. I don't know. I mean, I think we get teeth. I think there's some teeth. It's just not like a whole modeled mouth full of teeth, because, you know.
It's not letting me join still.
What the fuck? It doesn't make any sense.
Let me join, goddammit!
What's it saying?
Like, it's not even doing anything. I'm clicking the play game button, and it's not connecting at all. All right, hold on. Let me. Okay. I'm gonna close the game.
Okay.
Try this again.
Okay.
Play game. Play.
I shouldn't even have to send you an invite. I have it set to friends. So you should just be able to, like, join me.
Okay, it's loading. Oh, maybe.
Holy shit! I think we might be in.
Okay, make sure I switch to playthrough 1. There we go.
Yeah, you're echoing. There we go.
You hear me munching on my fries?
No, I hear the echo through the game.
Oh, okay.
I'm not bothered by your fry munching.
Okay.
You got echo, echo, echo.
I'm ready. Are you?
Check me out. Oh, come on. Get down.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So, alright, so, like, we already did this part, but, like, this is just where I, like, ended off, I guess.
I guess so. It's probably you ended off after killing Prom.
Yeah, I think
And
so.
then it just restarted you at the beginning of the area.
Okay.
Since that was the last checkpoint you passed.
You are still echoing through the game.
Have you turned off the... Options, audio... Yeah, my voice should be off.
That's weird.
I turned off my voice. What if I put
Mine
it to
is
push
turned
to
off
talk?
too. So I don't know, because I was like, it should still be off from last time, right?
Yeah, it said it was off.
Maybe
I switched it to push to talk. Maybe that'll help.
It's working now. So whatever, I guess.
Okay, this game is buggy as fuck.
Clearly. So about that. There's a lot of like little side shits we can do. Roughly how much longer do I have in, like, how much is left of the game?
Not a whole lot.
Okay.
Let me, like, I have your stream up. Could I see your journal real quick?
Yeah, of course. Wait, which one's the journal? I'm still...
Yeah, it's a tape.
It's the tape.
Okay, so let's see.
Oh, Bean, you hear them geese? You hear the geese? Oh, honey. Yeah, there are geese outside. You're such a silly kitty. You hear the birds?
Oh,
Yeah?
what's your current main story quest?
Oh, let me scroll down for you. Hold on. Where are you going?
It should be labeled.
Is it? I don't...
Okay,
There it is.
let me see. Oh, Jamestown, Secret Rendezvous. That's the one. The one with the vault symbol next to it is your main quest. And the ones with the gears next to it are side quests. Wow, you have a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of side quests.
Everybody
kept yelling at me. Just pick up all the questions and come back. Okay.
Well, see, the thing is that it's up to you if you want to do them. The rewards they offer, like looking at the levels now, it really isn't that much. You could get some experience to bump up your level a little bit before Jamestown, or you could just have me kill everything.
Oof. Do you guys feel like the game is overstaying its welcome? Should we be moving on to something new?
Do you want us to blast through the story, or do you want us to do all the side quests?
Yeah, chat, it's up to you. I want it to be your decision. I don't want you, like, if you feel like, hold on, I'm moving the jail over because my face keeps getting cut off. Yeah, so whoever responds first.
Yeah.
Actually,
that'll be the one.
You know what? You know what, guys? You know what we'll do that I've, like, never done before? We can do polls, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, polls are a thing. I forgot that's a thing. I need to get better. I need to get good. I'm gonna debut and I don't even know how to host a poll in my own stream.
Damn.
This is embarrassing. Yes.
You know what that means? That means I gotta shoot you.
What? I gotta... What?
You've been shot. All my shots heal you, remember? If I shoot you, it heals you. So I shot you directly in the brain.
My god. Alright, guys. So if you're lurking, that's cool. But it would be very appreciative if you could at least just click the button to answer the question.
Where is it?
Hold on, I'm typing.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm impatient.
Oh my god. Well, they have 2 minutes to answer.
Okay.
Alright, guys, you got 2 minutes. I mean, Death, you could vote too. You do get an opinion.
I'm absolutely voting.
You get an opinion. I am of no opinion. I want what's best for everyone.
Yeah.
What's the best for me? Little me.
Who's to speed through it? I'm trying to sway the votes in my favor.
We will see. We got 2 minutes. So anyway, so like so I do want to say though, while everyone's voting or whatever, there is going to be a lull in the Borderlands. We are going to take a break from Borderlands. We are going to play something new once we are done with the storyline. And then when we beat that game, we'll come back to Borderlands and we'll do Borderlands 2. And that's how we'll work it for a little while. Because, like, I also know, like, I understand that, like, this is a fun game. But I don't know how fun it is to watch. Does that make any sense?
That's fair.
Does that make any sense? Like, because I do see what you guys were saying about how, like, the first story,
is kind of minimal.
It's a little minimal. It's not that it's bad. It's just there's really good gameplay, but there's not a lot of meat and potatoes in terms of like story.
Yeah, it's very, like, I'm gonna say this is a really, like, Borderlands 1 is a really good chicken sandwich from a really good chicken place. Like, what's your favorite chicken place?
Raising Cane's.
Okay, so, like, a really good chicken sandwich from Raising Cane's. Like, it's kind of like that. You know there's better stuff, and hell, you could probably make a better chicken sandwich.
Oh my god, y'all killing me.
Why y'all do this? Why y'all tie shit like this? Why? You know what? I'm making the executive decision then. We're plowing through the story.
I can't trust chat.
My chat does the same
oh,
thing.
you guys.
Same exact thing.
You guys. Oh, man. Y'all are some silly goobers.
But like, yeah, Borderlands 1 is kind of like the kind of like a really good chicken sandwich from Raising Cane's. It's it's bad for you. You could probably make better at home, but it's still juicy and delicious.
Alright, so should we do any of these side quests to, like, level up or do anything before...
Nah, you
running
got
through?
me here. If anything's too tough, we can just murder it.
Alright, can you see the... Can you see the
diamond?
The diamond.
No, but that's only because we're not in the actual area that it's in. So just go ahead and use the fast travel to warp us there.
Oh, yeah. I forgot for a second that is what
Oh,
we
no,
do.
you don't need to go there. You just use the fast travel.
Oh, wait, yeah.
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 The diamond should be right next to the closest spot.
Does it not tell you?
It just scroll down the list.
I did. There's like... It only tells me where I am, not where I need to go.
Really?
Really?
Okay, what
Really,
is
really?
the... Okay, Claptrap talk to. Let me see here. Yeah, okay, what is, Oh, that might be because we need to go to a new area that you haven't been to before.
Oh.
Oh. Oh. Oh, I know what it is. Okay.
So what's the
there
plan?
is a place we need to go. Could I see the fast travel menu for a second?
Yes.
Let's see, it's not any of those at the bottom. It's Rust. Okay, so we need to go to the Rust Commons East. So let's warp there. Yeah, we need to go to the Rust Commons East. So you just want to warp there, and there's going to be a claptrap that's in front of a bridge that isn't down. We talk to them, and then he lowers the bridge, and we go across it to get to where... Oh.
Where the hell is it? I don't see it.
Oh, okay. So Rust Commons East is where we need to go. So that means we need to go to the Rust Commons West, I think.
Well, neither of them are on here.
Let me see here.
I think I screwed up my model.
Oh, actually, no. Go to middle of nowhere. That's where you want to go.
I think, no, what I need to do is, I think, move the camera over. Sorry, I played with stuff today, and now I think I messed it all up. So where
That's
to?
fine. Middle of nowhere. That's where you want to go.
We're going to the middle of nowhere. Ooh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Boy. Yeah. Middle of nowhere. Here we go.
Oh my god. My vision warped for a second. That was weird.
You good?
Help.
Yeah, well, like, it was just something weird in game.
The ugly one. I asked Pierce to give you Class A clearance, and she declined, so I stole her robotic arm until she'd give it to you. You should have little trouble moving forward.
Okay.
I think you would enjoy that.
Alright, lady.
That's still the same tennis from the other game.
Oh, I know.
Oh, hold on a second. I just realized I was carrying something for you.
For me?
Yeah, I totally forgot I had this.
Little
But,
old me?
yeah, it's a little below your current level, but it should be pretty good for you.
More jobs for you in New Haven.
What was that?
It was a class mod.
Oh. It's better than what I have. So. Yeah, that's good.
Alright. So
Okay.
now we need to let me see if I can place a marker on the map somewhere.
Marker. I want to play with
Okay,
markers
yeah.
and crayons.
I placed a waypoint for us. Except that's the wrong spot. Okay, I can see on your stream that that's the wrong spot. So I'm going to remove that real quick.
I'm looting, so don't mind me. Tell me when you
Then
got it all good to go.
I think over here is where we... Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Okay. All right,
I
so...
trust you. I trust you.
Okay. So, I'm going to construct a car.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna dig in
And
the
I'll
garbage.
drive this time.
Yay, that makes everything easier. I mean, I've gotten better at the driving. Not great, but I'm
I
driving.
mean, yeah, you're doing better. I will definitely say you are doing better.
I'm not gonna sit here and, like, act like I'm doing, like, the best fucking job in the world, but...
Okay. Go talk to that claptrap.
Oh, you're a good boy.
I know. I know. You hate that very sentence, that idea, but, you know, we have to talk to him.
Lowering bridge.
I don't even know what that means.
It means we are the super special awesome.
I command the bridge to descend.
That's a big-ass bridge.
Yep, and now we can get into the upper part of the West Commons.
Okay, so we're actually headed to where we need to go. Alright, good
Yep.
deal.
Yep.
Good
Alright, so now
deal.
you have to guide us.
We may find another vault key fragment.
Which one is the quest diamond and which is the one you laid?
I just removed the one that I made, so it's the white diamond.
Okay, so just keep going that direction. Now, right. I think, yeah, it splits. Nope. Go back. It split early.
Oh. Oh, okay, okay, okay.
I didn't even realize. Okay.
I think I know. We need to go
Oh,
in here
here,
because there's a guy
okay.
we gotta talk to. Yep.
There's a man! With
Yeah, there's a
gun.
man who is gonna ask us to go kill his brother.
Oh, you know, as one does.
Yeah. Anyway, why am I wasting bullets on these things? I just could stab them.
Yeah, but they're not... They could hurt me. I'm not 10 levels higher than you.
Yeah, but you also get experience every time I stab these things. So you should be getting some good XP.
Whee! Oh, watch the little bodies go.
Yep.
They look, you know what their blood and guts looks like?
Xenomorph guts?
No, gushers.
Oh.
They look like gushers candy.
Yeah, kinda.
Can I help you? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, okay. We need to go kill his brother.
Can you help me?
Janus.
No, can I help you, sir?
Yeah.
Apparently you need me to do something for you.
Yeah, we need to go kill his brother and all of his friends.
And all of his friends. Wait, his brother's
Yeah.
friends or his friends?
Does it matter?
Does it matter, bro? Cold. Look, that's
Alright.
like gushers, like the blue raspberry one. Just
Yeah, they are. Oh, wait, the town's just like right here.
right. I was like, wait, we're not far at all.
Yeah,
Dirty criminals control access to the trash coast.
that's where we need to go. We need to get to the trash coast so we can get the final piece of the key.
Okay, so like in the first game, you only open one vault.
Yeah, pretty much. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
But from the second game on, we find out that there is a shit ton of vaults. Just everywhere.
Imagine like thinking there's only one vault your entire life, and then all of a sudden,
Well, see,
all
the
of
thing
the
is
vaults.
that... Yeah. The thing about that is that in Borderlands
Oh,
1, the
shit,
vaults
where
were
are
thought
you?
to be a myth. Like,
I
no one
don't
actually
see
believed
you.
they existed. And so when we discover it, they're just like, oh, holy shit, these
Am I
things are real?
blind? I am blind. I got stuck on a flower.
Yeah, that happens. Oh, hey, Janus.
Owie.
Bye, Janus.
Owie, owie, owie. Fuck you, dude.
Stand near my turret, it'll heal you.
Where's your turret? Where's your turret?
Over
Where's
here. The giant heal circle. Or I can also heal you by shooting you.
Sure. Shoot me. Yeah, right there. That's the spot.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. I mean, I guess Lilith would.
Some of us are into some kinky shit, okay?
Yeah.
This is just how I roll.
Oh, hey, really good assault rifle right over here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I
I'll show you where it is as soon as we kill the last of these assholes.
I like assault rifles because they got the fast pew pews.
They got all the fast pew pews. Yes.
They got all the fast pew pews.
I think
I
everyone's
like
dead.
fast and long
Wait,
range.
someone's talking. But yeah, this is it.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Sanity's here.
Drink water, you dehydrated.
Oh my
bitch.
god, I gotta drink water. Fuck.
Oh, hey.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing I gotta do. I gotta go harass Ciabatta about how to automate some of these things so I can just do them. If you're sick, you hydrate. I mean, I feel a lot better now.
Also, big red chest.
No, my chest is like white.
No, I mean big red chest right here.
There was a cat hair in my mouth. Like all my assets and redeems. What the fuck is happening?
Oh, nothing. I was just exploding some asshole.
Oh,
Anyways, big
I
red
was
chest.
like, I heard a big noise.
Now this is
Yeah, like I said, it was exploding an asshole.
Genocide rifle. I can't fucking read. Grenade rifle. I am not of the smartest variety. I've been having
hold
like
on, let me
typos
heal
all day.
you.
Yeah,
Let me
explode
top
me
off your HP.
into wellness.
There you go.
I do use trigger fire, but I couldn't figure some stuff out. I use trigger fire for some stuff, but not for other stuff. Also, I found out about trigger fire like way later than some of the stuff that I already had set up was set up. So part of it's laziness. Yeah, part of it is just me being lazy.
I can dig that. Okay.
Wait, the one
Short
chest you
ass
showed
drive.
me where Tannis was respawns? Oh, nice. Oh, fuck, ow. Right in my booty hole. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Spider ants live fast and eat ass.
Clearly. They're gonna pop up again, aren't they?
Yeah, it's fine. Go talk to the guy. I'll kill these assholes.
Alright. I was like, are the things we just killed gonna respawn that fast? Yeah, no.
It's a possibility.
Nah, it doesn't look like their corpses are still here. Can I help you? Dude. I'm helping you, and you're being a butt munch. Alright, I picked up the quest.
Alright, so now we need to go...
Ooh. Fucking rock. Dude, I got rock candy. I got rock candy today.
Ooh.
Not like
What
really.
flavor is it? Oh, okay.
Not really. I wish I could go for some rock candy right now, honestly.
Strange about her. We haven't had a supply transport come in years. The commerce grid shows no log of her ever using any of my trade stations.
What do we got here?
But
What
she
am I
must be
using?
getting
Alright, so we
resupplied
got
somehow.
a sniper, we've got this, we got a rocket launcher, but I picked up a different rocket launcher that's better.
Yeah.
I think. I did, right? No, that's a rifle. I can't read.
Anyways, when you're ready, I'm gonna teleport us where we need to go.
I do have better leveled stuff, though. I do like...
Yeah, also, Marcus, way to point out the obvious, my dude. There's something weird about that Tannis woman. Yeah, no shit.
I was like, wait a minute, I don't need any ammo. You automatically reload my ammo.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Ah, my butt. Guys, we've been talking, and Joe thinks I'm due for a new chair. I'm
Might be a good
prioritizing
idea.
comfort, so like a gamer chair is not necessarily what I'm looking for. If there's something out there that's just comfier, because don't get me wrong, I do like a good aesthetic. You know, I do like the aesthetic of like a gamer chair, but simultaneously,
All right, now we need to go find a container.
I also just don't want my butt to hurt. You know,
Yeah.
I need my butt to be all nice and happy. I can stream more. I can stream longer with a happy butt. Okay. I've also been getting these adverts for a cloud cushion
Yeah,
that
that's it.
apparently prides itself in like helping like back pain and stuff like that. So
Oh, hey.
they have one that's made for bigger people. They have like 2 versions. They've got like their standard version, and then they have one for like larger body people. So yeah.
So, yeah, that guy lied to us.
Yeah, I feel very betrayed right now.
Yeah.
I feel very betrayed. My feelings are hurt.
What was this guy doing in here?
Shitting, I guess. I don't know. Living.
What?
He's
what's
got a
with
bed,
the-
a turlet,
Yeah.
a
radio,
safe, a radio, beer. I guess he was just holed up in here.
Man, he must have been bored.
Right?
Anyways, we need to go talk to Helena Pierce so she can yell at us.
Yeah, I like being screamed at. Step on me,
Yeah.
mommy.
Yeah, I mean, she's the lady with the scarred face, so I mean, if you're into that.
I mean, I don't care. I don't care. That doesn't really bother me.
Okay. Well then, yes, she will step on you.
I know she
Probably
will.
very hard.
I know she will. She looks
Hey,
very
let's talk
scared.
to her so she can yell at you for your mistake.
My
Because I had nothing to
mistake.
do with this. Alright, now we need to go kill Taylor.
So many killing. I mean, I guess I understand. Buy an office chair. Does anybody have any recommendations for a specific office chair? Because I'm open to it. Are you waiting on me, or are you doing it?
I'll take care of it.
Okay.
just
I was
need to
like,
make sure that we
I just wasn't
to the right
sure
place.
if like we were sitting here for a specific reason or.
I'm just gonna make sure that we're going to the right place. Alright. Part time. Oh
time.
god, why does it do the
Next
warping
time you
effect
see
so
Paris,
late
tell her to
with
come
me?
see me in New
I don't
York.
know. I don't know.
Wherever she's getting her supplies, I know I can make her a better deal.
Oh, Marcus is making us a better deal. I mean, he is a businessman and all that, but he's also a little greedy. If I'm just gonna put that out there.
Yeah, he is exceptionally greedy. That does not change the entire series.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean,
So,
you
like-
saw the quest with Maurice, right? You remember that?
Right?
When
Yeah.
me and Ark were playing through with you? Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, anyways, let's
Go back in there.
now he's got turrets in the town.
Oh, fun. Oh,
So
I don't.
yeah, I'll
like
take care of
this.
those.
I don't like this. crazy man. Shit out of you.
Hold
Piece of
on, Trix.
crap.
I'll save you. Oh, fuck. Never mind.
Never mind.
There we go. I got you.
Come get me! Save me! Fuck this man.
Alright, stay here.
Stay
Let me
here.
turret heal you.
Stay here. I will stay in the safety bubble. Nobody better come in my safety bubble, or there will be hell to pay. What the fuck? You.
There we go.
The safety bubble has died.
It's okay. You've healed. You've fully healed, so...
Yeah, but you are like on your last fucking leg.
I'm fine.
You're fine.
I'm fine. I'm okay. Look. I exploded the rocket turret. And I exploded the other rocket turret. And I got these guys to kill. I'm fine. See? I told you I was fine. And now Taylor's dead. Just fuck that guy.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Prepare yourself for what's ahead.
Wonderful.
She said that like a
God.
fucking Disney princess. Girl, calm down.
Murder is the only thing that can moisten my lady bits anymore.
Wonderful. That
I've
was
been
amazing.
desensitized.
Look at you killing everything in sight. Ooh, leveled up. Level up, level up, level up. Ow!
Yeah.
Ow! I'm being bonking! Watchdog is abusing me. Abusing me. Watchdog, how are you feeling? Because I know you were sick too. Everybody and their mom was sick today. Everybody was sick.
Except me. I'm not sick. I just got bad.
Oh, you're sick, alright. You're
Oh,
out here
yeah,
murdering
yeah.
all these people. You're pretty damn sick, if you ask me.
Yeah, but they're bandits. That's like a freebie. It's like killing someone in the mafia. No one
Freebie.
gives a shit.
Oh, just tired? Oh, so you're exhausted. Still, you know feel goods. You still know feel goods.
Alright, ready to go talk to a claptrap as he calls us a disgusting flesh sack?
Oh, yes. Love it.
Let's see, where is that one? Old Haven. Trash Coast, that's where we need to go, yeah. So, yeah. The same place where we talked to the guy we just killed.
You're done with full weekends of work. Oh, thank God. Definitely try to get some rest when you can.
Screw the car, we're just gonna run there.
I mean, we're going across the street.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine. You know, we'll just explode. The car will just explode when we leave.
It's fine. The car can explode.
Like, imagine if you just left your car in a parking lot and then it just fucking blew up.
Go to get groceries, but then go somewhere else and come back for your car, and it's just exploded into
Yeah, it just...
like a million little pieces. Yeah.
Yeah.
Homie went up here.
Yeah, he's up here. Yeah, he's gonna call us a disgusting flesh sack. By the way, go ahead and talk to him.
What color are you? Are you? Oh, you're the red one.
Without a master, I have two options. I can listen to you movie,
I can't hear him, by the way.
or I can stick an electrode up my backpack and call it paradise.
Oh, this one's sassy.
Yeah.
Get out of my scan range.
Prepare yourself.
Oh my God, you sounded like a fucking valley girl. Shh, you're too loud. Oh, that's too damn bad.
Do this.
Yeah, you're gonna have to deal with extra loud Trix. Okay, you ready to go kill a kaiju?
A kaiju? But
Yeah, we're gonna go murder a kaiju.
Zilla's my friend.
Yeah, no, don't worry. It's not Zilla. It's an asshole kaiju.
Oh.
So we're gonna go kill it.
Oh, okay. Only if it's an asshole.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely an asshole. It's the one who spreads around the racks.
He's an asshole, an asshole.
You must prepare yourself. You have come very far in your journey, but it is not yet over, and it is not yet time to rest. Much depends on your actions.
You are asking way too damn much from me, lady.
Will be your greatest.
Yeah, responsibility, accountability, yeah, using more than 2 brain cells at a time. She's asking a whole hell of a lot of us. We're VTubers. She needs to understand we subsist off of Mountain Dew and fucking broken dreams. I love never running out of ammo with the Soldier
Oh
Plus.
yeah, that is pretty freaking nice.
Yeah.
Saves
Anyways.
us a lot of money too.
Yeah. Anyways. I've got one tip for you for this next fight.
All right, I'm listening.
Shoot it in its cooch face.
Oh, shoot it in the. Okay.
You'll understand. Anyways, kill these spider ants.
Fire ants.
Yeah, spider ants. Kill them all. They're abominations of nature.
Oh, what's that there? That's a big old green ass bug.
Oh, you know that hurt.
Ah, it spit it on me. How
Oh, hey, look, it's a king.
dare you spitty on me?
Yeah,
I
they'll
don't
spit
want
on
your
you.
spittle, sir.
Spit on you. They'll spit on you. They'll spit on your friends. They'll spit on your husband.
I bet they're friends with that Haktua girl.
Yeah, probably. They're not just friends. They're the ones who taught her all that she knows.
She's their pupil.
Yeah. The king and the queen have died. Long live the new
Checkmate.
monarchy. Honestly, I kind of like being overpowered.
Like being overpowered?
Yeah.
Damn it! Oh, shit.
Alright, so what have we learned today?
Don't get spit on.
Yeah, very good.
Don't
Here you
get
go.
spit on. The spit is dangerous.
There you go. Hold on. Stay still for a second.
Doesn't matter how appealing she is, just don't do it.
There you go.
Don't do it. It's not worth it.
Yeah, it definitely isn't.
This is one time it's okay for you to pass. You don't need to smash.
Yeah. Yeah, you can pass this one, chat. It's fine. We won't judge you. And you can pass this next one too.
If you choose to smash, you're gonna turn into smashed potatoes. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, that.
Yeah, you understand what I meant now? So its weak point is its vagina face and its eyes. That's it.
They were not subtle.
Yeah. That's the rack hive. Anyways,
They were not fucking subtle, my guy.
I'm not stepping in until you die, so good luck.
Excuse you?
Yeah, good luck.
Excuse you? I have to shoot it at its...
Yeah.
I can't say that. That's disturbing.
Yeah, say it. You gotta shoot it in the cooch mouth.
That is not what I was gonna say.
Oh yeah, it also throws exploding rack at you, by the way. I will kill the racks. Because fuck birds. Trix.
I got stuck on a bucket.
It's throwing exploding racks at you.
Man, it's level 29.
This is actually kind of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Alright.
I knew that wasn't gonna...
Alright.
I knew I wasn't gonna do a great job. I barely even got it down to
Alright.
quarter
Now
health.
spin around.
Open up, girl. Let me in. Ciabatta.
Alright, there he goes.
And I helped.
Yeah, you know what? Sure.
Sure. Oh, flying fuckers, though.
Yeah, I hate these things.
God dang.
Yeah, the yellow ones just fly into you and explode.
Dang kamikaze little shits.
Yeah,
No
they
health.
suck.
Are you shitting me? None. In any of these stupid fucking cases.
Yeah, of course not. Why would it give you that?
Because I'm dying here. Actually, I need to level up. You could also shoot it in the ass and it expels at you. Oh, no, thank you.
Yeah,
No, thank you. I'm not into scat, alright?
yeah.
I don't want to shoot it in the butt. I don't want to shoot it in the butt.
It actually just farts at you.
It farts at you? Oh my god. This game got jokes. Are you actually
Hold
shooting
still.
at something, or...
I'm shooting at you.
Oh,
to
me!
heal
You're
you.
shooting me! Oh! You found that out by
Take-
accident? Oh no.
Take my healing bullets, Trix.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to help.
I was afraid you were actually shooting at something else and not me.
No.
Tag Scat is my favorite punk band. What did you do?
Oh, hey, look. There goes Mothrak. Bye. He's off to eat a family of 6.
Oh, Jesus. A family of 6?
Yeah.
Specifically?
Specifically, he's very hungry. He was trapped in this cave for a exceptionally long time. Anyways, open this chest.
Alright, let's see what we got here.
Money and a Vulky piece.
Alright. That was literally it.
Congratulations.
Money and a thing.
Yep. And a thing.
A thing.
And now we need to go and turn it in somewhere.
Specifically them and their mid-size... Their mid-size sedan. Jesus. Oh, damn it, I'm hungry.
Where does it say we need to turn in the quest?
Oh, that's a good question.
It should say in your journal. Like, the place that it's under is where we need to go. Okay, Rust Commons West.
Tannis. Watch Dogs
Okay.
is Tannis.
Oh, so yeah, we need to take it to Tannis. All right, good.
Whee! Here we go. I gotta play around with my model. I janked her up. And the thing is like, the only thing I turned on was, like, the mouth bones. But, like, for some reason, when I look over at chat, I'm looking in the opposite direction. I thought mirror was turned on, but it's not.
Oh, it looks like he never turned in
Oh,
his
I guess I
TKOK to
didn't.
Scooter. Yeah.
Wah. Whoopsies.
I mean, you'll get
Whoopsies.
some cash for it. That's about it. And
So,
some XP,
you
but
guys weren't here. Death had to make an executive decision.
yeah.
You see, we had a poll. And the poll was, do we do all the side quest, or do we go straight through the main storyline?
Yeah. And you guys tied the poll.
Yeah, it was a 50-50 freaking split. So, Death had to make an executive decision. And he chose to just, we're gonna run through the storyline. Because it feels like Borderlands is overstaying its welcome just a little bit. Just the original. Not Borderlands in general.
Yeah, the first game in general.
The best humor is in the side quests, though.
Not in 1.
Well, should have been here. Should have. This is what you get for not being here.
Yeah.
I'm just teasing you guys. Still love you.
Honestly, 1 side quests aren't super humorous.
Are you doing Dr. Ned's Island at least?
That's one of the DLC.
That's the DLC. We might. Too late! You beat the shit out of me. It's too late. It's too late. Don't have me so confused about what I should keep and what I should throw away.
Yeah, honestly, come back to Dr. Ned's for Halloween.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that could be a thing.
Yeah.
Do need more
because
Halloween stuff.
It's just a zombie island.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sounds like it could be fun.
Yep.
So where are we going?
All right. We need to go talk to Tanis, which Tanis, I believe, is in the Rust Commons East.
Sparta says that's a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Why are you... Did it turn it off again? It turned mirror... Mirror.
Did I warp us to the right place? I don't think I did.
That's
probably.
why it's been jank. It wasn't the face bones. It was the mirror all along.
Let's see here. Where are we going?
Where
I totally forgot. Can you check your map to see if it's see if the diamond's actually on the map, or is it on one of the exits for the area?
The edge.
In your menu. Okay, yeah. We're in the wrong area. So yeah, it's not the East Commons, it's the West Commons. There we go. Oh, could you get out of your menu?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. I sorry. So guys, I don't know if you saw my post, but we did it. One of my end of the year goals was to get 10 concurrent viewers, consistent viewers. Ooh. And I did it. We did it. Oh yeah, we did it. And of course, that is thanks to all of you. I can't make you be here, so it's super awesome that you show up and give me support.
Yeah. Is tennis this way? I totally forgot.
I totally don't know either.
Oh wait, no, she's over here.
But I do want to keep up that momentum up until like the debut.
So I think we actually need to go to the other.
Although I really thought you said, I don't know if you saw my toes, bro. I don't know if Twitch would like that very much.
I mean,
if I remember correctly, I don't think they like feet here.
Yeah, possibly. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I'm scared. They keep banning people for like the most random, ridiculous shit.
Depends on the streamer. Yeah, I guess you're right. It depends on if that you make them enough money, because if you do, you can get away with streaming yourself attached to a machine that jiggles your ass every time someone redeems it.
Who's only?
Yeah.
What are fairy toes webbed? Like, I don't even know.
I don't think so.
I don't think I have webbed toes. There might be some insectoid appendages, though. That's a penis! Okay. I was a buyer of the penis, and I got attacked.
Where was a penis? I didn't see a penis.
That is very phallic, sir.
Are you talking about my gun? I do refer to it as an American.
big
I
old
refer to
dome.
my gun as my penile extender.
Bro, you don't see this statue? This big penis statue.
This?
It's even looked more penis shaped than the clock tower.
What?
Yeah!
Trix, I gotta ask, what dicks have you seen?
Have you been to, that one site?
Depends on what you mean by that one site.
Mine tend to look like tentacles. So, like, this just looks...
That explains way too much. Anyways, let's go talk to Tannis before we get banned.
I've seen enough hentai.
Okay, but, you know, for real, if that thing goes up your ass, you're going to die.
I'm not saying I wouldn't. I just said that's what it looks like. I'm just saying that's what it looks like. Tennis, would you put that up your ass? If I were a Nixie.
We find out from Tennis, she's like, oh, I have, multiple times already, in fact.
Oh my god, she would. She would. I believe it. I believe she would. Are you killing things out here?
Yeah, I'm killing birds.
Oh my god,
Fuck
how
off.
is she still alive, bro? How have they not picked her off by now? Like, yeah, she's in a building, but she's done things
Actually,
with those
Watchdoggo,
chairs.
that's not a lot. That's actually not untrue. That is very... She has done things with chairs, as we find out in 2.
Oh.
That's why I say 2 side missions are way better.
Yeah.
She has done many things with chairs.
I cannot parkour to save my damn life. You cannot tell me. Oh, you know what these are for? These are for Cooch Face. Y'all ever see that meme with the giraffe, like, sucking down that pole?
So, the Cooch Face just comes here and sucks on these like lollipops?
Yes.
I didn't want to imagine that. And, oh, also, there's a legendary here, by the way. Oh, you should know.
Yeah, there is. I'm full. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Well, that's an image I'm going to have to live with now.
Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, come here. Come here, little baby. Unlimited firepower. What was that all about? Hammerlock is your boy. He is now.
Alright, they're all dead.
They all died. Rip. Oh. We got that and that. I got better stuff.
Oh, we need to go to New Haven now to free her claptrap.
Oh god, why are there so many claptraps?
Because this game seems content to make us suffer.
Means ammo regeneration? Well, I kind of already have that. I just use death.
Yeah.
He's my ammo regeneration.
I'm her bullet sugar daddy, apparently.
Oh, yes. All the bullets. Yeah, we just keep running.
I wonder if you even have Old Haven as unlocked, probably? Probably not.
Ow.
You do not. You've never been to Old Haven. Okay, cool.
I was reloading, you little shit. The skies are clear.
Alright,
And
so
I'm
we need to go back to the Rust Commons East. Take us around to the middle of nowhere bounty board.
Oh, I was gonna jump. I'm just gonna do it. I gotta readjust. Yeah, so I need a new chair and I need a new butt cushion. Some will be doing so much freaking streaming.
Alright, I've marked our location.
Okay, cool. Cool. Whee!
Yeah, it is our first time playing.
Yes! Yeah. I don't know nothing. Well, it's not entirely true now. We've gotten a little bit of the ways through the game. I know some
Yeah, we
things.
have. But this is your first playthrough.
It is! I've never played Borderlands before.
Mm-hmm.
After this, you're gonna make me play the Yakuza games.
Yeah.
That should
yeah.
excite Shibata, because I know he likes those too.
Yeah, Shibata, that's the game we're playing next, by the way. I convinced her to give Yakuza 0 a try.
I'm gonna try it. We'll go see if it itches the spot. Oh my god, you got it. Got Watchdog all excited.
Yes, yeah, no, absolutely. And I can guarantee you, Yakuza is a lot more fun for people to watch. Mostly because of, like, the insane interactions you're gonna come across.
After we play Yakuza, though, we will go back and do Borderlands 2. I will make my way through, like, all the games, and we're already playing 3.
Yeah.
We're playing 3 together on Saturdays.
Oh, you like Borderlands 1 over 2, DNA? Well, I mean, that's cool.
Great timing with Pirate Majima being announced. Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm so fucking excited for that.
I feel like there has to be something there, because, like, Pix was cosplaying Majima at CC, so I trust Pix's tastes, so
Alright.
you know.
Alright, so we need to get to the back of this area and free Tannis's Claptrap. Along the way, there's going to be a lot of fucking lancemen, so acid.
Well, that's my favorite weapon right now.
Also, they can throw out turrets like I do, so be mindful.
Saw that. Damn, you reload so slow, bro. Still laughing due to 2 years. Ugh. My wrist is sticky. I'm very sweaty.
Yep. Yeah, Maxor did make the joke, and now it's come full circle.
It's the circle of life. I'm sorry. I'm in the safe bubble. I'm in the safe bubble.
Stay in the safe bubble. The safe bubble will protect you.
You protect me from turrets and big men and psychos. You're too far away. I think. Death, no!
I'm fine. Don't worry.
Don't lie to me, boy.
No, I'm absolutely okay. In fact.
Ah! I fell.
Yeah, there's a gap there, by the way. You should probably look out for that.
Shh. This is why I couldn't do this in real life. Like, I am not about that parkour. You leave me be.
There we go.
This is amazing.
Don't worry, they're all dead.
You just came in and, like, annihilated them for me. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. Thank you.
Yeah. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to kill everything for you and give you an unlimited supply of bullets.
Oh, look at him. He's a little shit. You're not either?
You should be dead, Claptrap.
So this is, like, her specific claptrap? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't know we could just have a claptrap.
Taking an interest in what we're doing, then things just got a lot more dangerous. For you, not for me. I'm safe and sipping a nice chamomile.
My bullets won't heal you, will they?
No, they won't.
I'm sorry.
Unopposed and cheerful. Also,
I'm sorry.
Butter cookies.
I wanna
Fucking
shoot you back to
Tannis.
life. Tannis is asking too damn much.
Yeah. Alright, now we need to go to the Saltlands.
I am still compelled to open everything, even though I know that you're
There's
like,
nothing in there.
I don't need anything. You're replenishing my ammo.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
need anything,
it's
but I
very
still
hard.
am so compelled to open everything.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah. Okay. So we're gonna set a rule for when I'm here. Do you see these cases? These cases specifically,
Big
right
boys,
here.
yeah.
Don't open those because they just
No.
contain ammo
I-
every time. Everything you can open everything else. Dumpsters, lockers, everything else. These ones, waste your time. Because I'm here regenerating
But
your ammo
I'm
constantly.
compelled. There's it's treasure. Doesn't
It-
matter
it's
if I can
treasure you
use
can't
it.
pick up. Like,
Doesn't
you can't even-
matter.
You can't even take it with you.
It doesn't even matter.
So your whole thing is just opening the chest and not
It's like
actually
a-
getting anything inside.
What do you call it? Like a what do
As a
you
business
call it? Like
strategy,
just
murdering their employees will see diminishing returns.
it's a bad habit, okay? It's a bad habit.
A compulsory kind of thing.
Yes, it is very compulsive. Must open all chests.
Okay. I
If it
can
has
use that.
goodies in it, I want it.
But again, you can't even take them.
And it feels good to open it. It feels good to open it. It's like scratching an itch.
Okay. At this point, I'm not even gonna try.
I'm just
It's gonna be
scratching
like,
an
yeah,
itch.
okay.
Okay, I don't need you. Mm. I think I could finally use that regen shield that Sanity gave me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna warp us to where we need to go.
Yay! We're going on adventure. We're going on adventure.
Yay!
Yay!
Adventures in murdering.
It's adventure time. Come on, grab your friends. We'll go to very distant lands.
Oh, we didn't need to warp. We just needed to step outside. The salt flats were literally right next to us.
Oh, where?
Okay, whatever. Car time.
Car time. It's car time. Gotta jump inside 'cause it's car time. Gusher bugs.
Yeah, they're blue raspberry flavored.
Blue raspberry flavored.
I'm going the wrong way.
What's everybody's favorite, like, artificial flavor? Like, because blue raspberry is clearly not real. This is not a real flavor. I wonder what blue raspberry is, like, based off of, though. Like, it's gotta be, like, a mix of something, right?
Probably.
Was an employee of mine, but I fired him for gross incompetence. When he left, he stole a fragment from me and poached my dog, which was the fourth and final.
I do really like blue raspberry.
Fragment is part of the key, not my dog.
I also like green apple, though. I like artificial green apple.
Yeah.
Watermelon.
Yeah, same.
Watermelon solid.
Strawberry tends to be my favorite.
Strawberry is good. Like, it's not what I would consider the best, but, like, I don't think you can go wrong with it.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had a bad strawberry flavored anything.
Okay, we've got to blow up 4 cars.
Gotta kill some cars.
Yep.
I'm just imagining the Pixar cars now. Alright, Lightning McQueen, where are you?
We have to kill Lightning McQueen. He
And
needs to die.
Mater. Mater is the
No.
claptrap of cars.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mater gets to live.
Mater gets to live!
Yeah, no,
What?
Lightning McQueen needs to die, but Mater gets to live.
Why does the claptrap of cars get to live, but Claptrap can't?
Because Mater annoys me less.
I mean, he is just in a movie, not like a...
Kill them. Kill them. Kill. Kill.
Murder, 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 die, die, die.
Shoot, shoot, shoot. Stab, stab, stab. Explode,
Yeehaw!
explode, explode.
I'm almost surprised this game doesn't have a more country western theme. There are a lot of
Honestly, yeah.
elements, though.
We're just out here shooting off in random directions.
Yeah, I mean...
Excuse you, Rock.
Oh my god, that rock was all up in the way. How...
Oh, God.
Ow, 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 ow.
Okay, we're gonna give our car a second to repair itself.
You hurted us. You went too far. And in the end, it didn't even matter. Look what you did. Do you want us to explode?
Yes.
You would. Fuck, son.
Wow. Wow.
Drink water, you dehydrated bitch!
Girl, reload faster, you dumb bitch.
I can't fucking see. I can't fucking see.
Yeah, where's the car? Nope, that was it. Good timing too, because I gotta hydrate.
Okay.
It's too late, guys. I dehydrated already. I exploded so hard. There is no liquid left in my body.
Fuck it.
Alright.
All powerful fucking gun. Kill.
Are you just gonna, like, head-on-head those cars? Like, one
Yes, I am. Fuck 'em.
1v1 the cars! Death, everybody. Death has a death wish, it seems.
Exactly.
I'm following. I don't know if that was the best idea, but I'm doing it.
I'm gonna 1v1 this fucking car.
Oh my god. I think we're just gonna watch, y'all. I think we'll just spectate. We're gonna be some spectators.
There it is.
Mother
your car.
God.
Leading the path to my door. How could I turn you away when you're so doggedly eager for death?
Fuck your men.
Enter my humble abode.
But most importantly, Baron Flint, fuck you. I am absolutely gonna fuck him up with this rocket launcher.
Oh,
Screw
you
it,
don't
I'm
you don't
fucking-
like this guy. I
I'm gonna
see.
fuck everyone up with this rocket launcher. Fuck it.
So what is it about this man you hate so much?
I just
you fuck your
specifically hate
sister?
him for
Like,
no reason. Also, I essentially have infinite ammo, so why shouldn't I fuck up everything with a rocket launcher?
I mean, that's how I played Resident Evil 2 as a child.
Alright, just a little bit more. We need to get under this thing so we can take an elevator up.
Bane!
And then explode Baron Flint.
Bane is here. She's back in the window. The kitties have been very happy lately because now it's cooler. We can open the windows. They love to sniff the window. They love a
They
good
like
window
sniff
sniff.
the windows.
Yeah. Aw, fuck you, dude.
Well, tell them to not be so explodey.
I know, right?
Yeah. Anyways,
So damn
they're all
explodey.
exploded. Like, even if I die, I just fucking pop right back up. Because rocket launcher. What the fuck are you guys gonna do about this?
They took our gerbs. That was the wrong type of chest open. Guys, I'm gonna... There we go.
Oh.
I got turned around.
We went in the complete circle.
Oh, wait, did we?
Yeah.
Where are we supposed to go?
We could have gone straight down here immediately when we came in the entrance
Mine.
for this ring.
Is that
It's
some
it's
good
over
sniff?
here.
You got some good sniff?
You're going the opposite way, Trix.
Am I? Oh yeah, I am.
Yeah. Yeah, turn around. You're almost there. I opened both the other ammo chests so you would not be tempted to open them.
No! Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm here.
We could have just gone down here right at the start. We didn't need to go around there.
Oh.
I may have gone murder crazy.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
Anyways, we need to take the elevator up and then completely destroy Flint's entire asshole.
Oh, we get to fight this man now.
Yeah. Well, no, we fight his goons first. And
Well,
then after
yeah,
we
'cause
kill...
he's the coward type, right?
Huh?
He's the coward type. He's got to send people first.
No, he's not. He just wants to fuck with us first. So after
Oh.
we kill his super buff, oiled up men, then he fights us.
Oh, I see. Look, he's got an arrow and everything.
Mm-hmm. Baron Flint. That's medicinal. He's smoking the weed.
Oh, I see. He's got that good shit.
Oh, son of a bitch. There I go again. Oh, Trix, are you feeling a little unhealthy? Hold on a second. There you go.
I am the unhealthy. Please make me the healthy. All of
Yes,
the
I will
healthy.
make you the healthy via explosions. I feel like I'm now indoctrinated into the Church of Megami.
Alright,
You shall now be healed through the great power of explosions. Oh man, here comes all the buff oiled men. Man, Flint, you got a lot of those around here. I mean, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying.
It raises a few eyebrows, right?
Yeah, it's an observation, my friend. Anyway, there's Hans. And, Franz.
Franz? Oh, I bet you that Hans and Franz be giving him the 1-2. Ah, damn it, I'm down.
Yeah.
Listen, Franz.
There he goes.
Mother of God, there's
Hi,
so many
Hans.
boom booms.
Look, dude, you need to stop. There you go. Okay, Hans.
How many women do
need-
you see around here?
Yeah, how many women do you see around here? Yeah, I mean, there's 4 sons and no women. What else is he supposed to do, exactly? Oh my god, I keep exploding.
How did you even get up there?
The stairs?
Oh. I found the stairs. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Excuse you. Do you talk to your mother with that mouth?
There he goes. He died. Oh yeah, here's his shotgun, which shoots grenades.
There was a little guy over here I had to take care of.
It's level. Actually, I'm gonna just carry this to you.
Shh, you don't know anything, Watchdog. You don't know nothing.
Here, Trix. You're gonna want this thing.
What am I gonna want? What do I want?
This.
This is amazing.
A boomstick? I'm full again.
Trix.
Death.
Trix,
Death.
for God's sake.
All I have is like yellow and purple, I think.
You can sell some of them. Like that level 20 legendary, you could sell it. This level 19 rocket launcher, you could also sell that.
You're a vet of the game. Nope, nope, nope. Clearly you know nothing because I've totally not been using my grenades on purpose. It's strategic. It's strategic and totally works.
She used you to get what she wanted. You've ignored my orders. I'll cut you a deal.
Totally
Leave
works.
the planet now, and we won't pursue you. Do yourself a favor. Take advantage of my generosity while you still can. And make
Oh,
the
she's
disobedience will
saying
cost
she's
you and the
generous.
citizens of this planet dearly.
She's a bitch.
I was about to say, this lady has
The
not been nice
Crimson
to
Lance are
us.
about to make an unpleasant discovery and learn a harsh lesson. Oh no, this wasn't supposed to happen.
Nope,
Stand by.
totally didn't. It was a level 19 sniper. And that was a...
In preparation of upcoming special operations of the Lance,
Shh.
I have ordered the Echo
You know what? It's fine.
Shh.
in the attempt to circumvent
It was
It's
level
fine
19
at this point.
compared
Trix.
to 25.
Tricks.
Just-
The next vending machine we see, you are selling all guns that are 5 levels below you.
All of them. Even
Oh,
the,
yes,
even the shiny
every single
ones.
one. Yes. If it is 5 levels or more below you, you're selling
They're
it.
shutting down the ecosystem, and now we're getting reports of weapons fire all around Sanctuary. It's a war zone. Sanctuary is getting pounded out there. They're sending.
I wish I was getting pounded out
If
there.
they shut down the Echo, I'll be unable to arrange for.
Girl over here threatened me with a
This
good
is not how
time.
it happens. Can you see me? With the Echo network down, I can't
Can you see me?
what's
Can
lying
you see me
blind.
now? Can you hear me now?
Our window is closing. The vault can only be opened every 200 years. If it isn't opened soon, your chance will be lost.
Oh yeah, now it's a race against time.
Dun 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 dun. This is some Mission Impossible style music.
Okay, where's some stuff I can shoot? Oh,
Pay more
thank you.
attention now.
I'm right here. I am useful, you know. Except that guy sucks. Where did you go? I am getting hit from both sides. Alright, I like being double teamed, but come on. Not like this.
Tricks. Tricks. Why?
Have you ever eaten a double stuffed Oreo?
Oh no, I got grazed. I have, but I have a feeling that's not what you were talking about.
Double stuffed Oreos are so good.
Yeah, they are.
It
But
totally-
I have a feeling that's not exactly what you're talking about.
I'm talking about double stuffed Oreos. You know they got quadruple stuffed Oreos now? What level am I? Before I do
You're
anything,
level 29.
I also need to level up. So, that's... Okay, let's go sell some stuff. I'm practicing from my OnlyFans. Alright, we got this legendary, but it's level 20.
Yeah, sell.
Got this legendary, but it's level 22.
Sell.
Another 22. Another 22. We got a 23.
Sell.
We got this boy. He's 19.
Definitely sell.
Got a 28.
28, keep.
Alright, we got a 25.
Keep it. Still useful for a little while.
25. 25. 34.
34?
Yeah.
Okay, keep the 34.
25. 25. 28. See, I haven't been picking up just garbage. All the
Okay.
ones I just sold were all those legendaries that you guys told
And-
me I had to keep last time.
Well, yeah, you needed to keep them for a while, but after a while, you sell them to get more stuff and get better stuff. Also, anything that isn't blue, at least blue, sell it as well.
Alright, and here are my equips. And I do need to go through my equip stuff and swap stuff out. I really like this SMG though. Wait, are you an SMG? You are. Hello, new friend. Sniper. Do I have any other snipers? Nope. I think I sold everything that was potentially a sniper.
Snipers aren't going to be much use in the area we're going into next.
Okay. I haven't been using it anyway. Got a boomstick. We'll swap you out for the boomstick. There's this like Gatling gun thing. I kind of hate it. It's pretty powerful, but I don't like how slow it reloads. But I kind of want to get like a rocket launcher in there.
I'd only get one that's at least around your level.
It's 28. I have two of them. One of them's 25 and one of them's 28. I want the 28.
Keep the one that's, yeah, keep the one that's 28, sell the one that's 25.
Alright, I think everything else is good. This guy, you, I need to swap you out for something better. What is my... Everything is level 25. I'll go with you. So the rocket launcher, that is 25. Okay, there we go. Alright, I think I'm good. Oh. Did it take so long everybody respawned?
No, we missed some enemies over here.
Oh, okay. I don't feel bad now.
Couple of badasses over here.
Everyone's on fire. What happened?
Oh, that's my turret.
Amazing.
Whenever it shoots things, there's a chance it'll set them on fire.
Oh, I see.
Yep.
Burn,
Anyways,
baby,
we need to go
burn.
get a car,
Just
and
burn.
we're gonna drive straight into their headquarters.
Okay. You think I'm ready for this? Think
You
I'm
should be
ready?
okay.
You think I'm ready? Am I ready? I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yeah, that's where we want to go. The back door.
Yeah, we're going in the back door, chat. Always be courteous and knock.
Yeah. And by that, I mean clean first. Unless you like peanut butter with your hot dog.
I mean, some people are into that kind of thing, but not me. I don't like.
I don't want to meet the people who are into that.
I don't like peanut butter. I mean that literally too.
Yeah.
I don't like.
I mean,
peanut
that's
butter.
fair.
Not
Not everybody does.
I want to like peanut butter because it's like really good for you. It's got like protein and shit, and it's like sweet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Screw the
like
car. We don't need that.
we
We don't need
it.
their shit right now.
We don't need your shit right now. Go home.
Go away, car. We don't want you.
We don't want you here. Be gone, thou.
Going
Hey!
the wrong way.
Hey,
I am going the wrong way.
the motherfucker's back. Followed us.
Now they're driving away. And they're getting stuck on the geometry.
Yeah, I saw that. Bro, really? My guy.
Oh,
Go away.
My god, we're stuck on the rocks.
Are you kidding me?
Fuck it. Fuck it, get out. Run, run, just run.
Run. It's time to transform into a car. I feel like there's an anime like that where like girls just transform into cars.
Probably.
I think they got one where like they transform into like spacecrafts.
It reminds me of
airplanes
that
and shit.
gif I saw of a anime girl drinking gasoline and then she does transform into a car.
I'm telling you, that has to be a thing. It's a thing
I
somewhere.
honestly wouldn't doubt it.
It's a shame there's no anime girl mode that I can just transform into a car and roll out. Hello! My sister is here. Hello. Hello. Made it just
Oh, cool.
in
Your
time.
sister can watch you go in the back door.
We can go. We're going into the back. Oh my god, this bitch got a diamond. Coming in here and getting the damn diamond. Ain't nobody else got a diamond today. I got rock candy.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this shit. Death, did you
Must
get...
suck to suck.
Did you get a crystal? Did you?
I haven't ever used that, actually.
You get one. You get one too. It's your birthday. That's right. It's my sister's birthday, y'all.
Oh, happy birthday.
So happy birth. Did y'all
Happy
do anything
Spawn Remembrance
today?
Day.
Did y'all do anything fun today? Did my nephew get you a gift? Did Steven even care?
Do you notice? Do you care?
Did he even say anything?
Besides, Mom! Hot Pockets!
Oh my god, does my nephew like Hot Pockets? That's a good question. Oh, Steven's her boyfriend. Hunter is But, went to the doctor. And you go to the hospital on Friday. What? Why are you going to the hospital? Also, I got doctor's appointments on Friday.
Oh, well.
Not
Good
not
luck.
for anything bad. It's just routine condition. Necessary evils. Kidney failure. Excuse you.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna put you on dialysis? Jesus fucking Christ, quit spitting on me.
I mean, that might not be
I
because
know.
I
That's pretty
suffer
intense.
from I suffer from stage 3 kidney disease as well, so
I'm not entirely surprised because our grandfather had kidney failure. Oh.
I've never seen anything like this.
oh hey, real good shit for you.
Hi mama. Come to mama. You. Oh, what was the other gun? This guy? A stinger. think I want you instead of the shotgun. Oh my god, you went ahead of me! Different treatment.
Yeah, I did.
3 weeks, and then they recheck the counts. Okay, 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 I got you. I got you. Yeah, this is part of the reason why I started like watching what I eat a little more, because diabetes is very prominent in our family, and our grandfather ended up with kidney disease because of it. So, trying to be a little safer. Damn, another.
Always room for more.
I feel like I'd pass on that one, but no. Weak sauce SMG. It's funny. You're me too. I'm also pre-diabetic. Oh, is this the vault?
No.
I was about to say. What the fuck was that?
That was Steel. She's sicking her lieutenant on us.
Oh, her lieutenant. Okay, okay, okay. I was like, who the fuck? Master McCloud.
Yeah, so remember the alien guns I showed you? He has one.
He has an alien gun? Who gave this man a gun? Who gave any of these men a gun?
The corporations they work for?
They do not need no guns. Owie. Oh yeah, we never know. And they didn't really drop anything great.
Check this thing out.
Oh, it's got a bunch of zeros and ones. What does this do?
Yup, that's the weird-ass alien gun he was firing.
Oh, so they actually gave us... Oh, it looks like a chicken. Like a weird, stretched-out goose.
Yep.
It's interesting.
Yep.
Interesting.
It also has unlimited ammo.
You know what? I think I'm going to swap it out for the rocket launcher. There's unlimited ammo, and it's actually stronger than my rocket launcher.
It is, yes.
So, why not, you know?
Alright. Into the Crimson Fastness. We've got to find Tennis in there. She's being kept in a cell.
When did they kidnap her? I wasn't paying attention.
After we gave her the vault key, pretty much.
Okay, I see. Give us back our crazy lady. Oh, this thing is trippy.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No, not the pink claptrap. It's the only one I care about. Because it's pink.
That's right, Trix. The Lanceman killed it.
No, not the cute one. I have lost you entirely.
You went deep into the facility.
Did I? Whoops. Yeah, I'm getting my ass.
I can find you. I can find you. Don't worry.
Shoot me dead. Shoot me back to life. Look, the pink one.
I see it.
Rude. Oh my god, is this what happens to all the claptraps? They're all here.
Yeah, Atlas killed a whole bunch of them for funsies.
The pink one is so pretty though. Why'd I do that?
Because the claptraps would help us?
Got them pre-diabetes. I'm not even surprised. Nailed it. Nailed him to the wall.
And click.
Clicky, clicky, boom, boom.
But yeah, we are probably gonna get to the end of this, end of the main story before the end of the hour.
Okay, cool. Cool. We'll figure something else out. There are other things to do. Oh, Joe showed me this fucking stupid ass game called the Password Game. My man, you can't be killing the homies.
It's fine.
Can't be killing
It
the
was
homies
more
like
of
that.
your gun exploded me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, that's payback for all the times you shot me and healed me.
Oh, yes. For how many times I healed your wounds.
Oh.
Yeah. What an asshole I am.
Asshole. Total fucking asshole. Total
Anyways,
dick.
talk to Janice. So, yeah, we need to fix the Echo console.
The Echo console? Oh!
The Echo network.
Oh, I can't have that one. It's for soldiers.
Essentially, Pandora's internet is down, so we need to go. We need to
Not
play
the
IT guy and fix it.
internet. Ah,
Yeah, no.
Give us back
Trix,
our Wi-Fi!
They can't go to their favorite off-brand anime sites.
No! My hentai!
The people of Pandora deserve better.
How will we worship waifu anime girls?
Yeah. How will we bow at their stockinged feet?
Is there anything in here? I don't see anything.
Think so.
Wide
I
open
think...
spaces, and for what? I don't know. I don't see anything.
Oh yeah,
so I'm gonna...
that's the console you need. Okay, yeah, you
I
activate
saw that. I thought you
and
were
then
looking
it
for
opens
shit.
this. I think, and then we have to go to the like the various transmitters around the map. Also, you remember those ghost things you fought on a side quest?
Bad men in here. Ghost things?
Yeah, the things that could fly around and had like laser swords and shit.
Vaguely.
Yeah, we're about to fight a lot of them.
Death, I need you to shoot me. Shoot me better.
All my ammo.
I need a doctor. I love Jack Strober. I mean, I'll take this. I'll take a turret.
Yeah. The turret healies.
I will take
just,
the turret.
Just give my
Someone
turret the
is up
smooches and
here.
it'll heal you up.
Someone is up here shooting us.
Cover me. Out of ammo.
Sir.
There we go.
Sir.
He's dead.
Calm your titties.
He does not wish to calm his tits. He wants his tits to be as fucking excited as possible.
Excuse you? Where did you come from?
Stretch, you gotta say big stretch. Every time I do a big stretch.
Like, stretch, drink water, eat shit and die.
Yeah.
Guys, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. It's okay. I picked
Put
up
the Fae in the jar. Do it.
No! I got an artifact.
Put the Fae in the jar.
Got me a new
Good
artifact. I am getting mixed messages here. I got a big stretch, I got hydrate, I got beat in the head. Then I got head pack.
Amen. He
And now they
appears.
now they're playing
I
Joe.
believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Cause they love him in London, Paris, Tokyo, America, Scotland, Canada, and Mexico. They say, I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Oh my goodness gracious. Well, hello to you guys. Are we winning? I think so. Death's
Technically.
winning, and I'm kind of just along for the ride.
I'm kind of just brute forcing through this with her.
There's some really good shit here. I'm not high enough level to use it yet.
Yeah.
That's okay. Sent me some gruesome pics. Oh, wonderful. I like seeing really freaky shit.
Yeah.
We won't be sharing those on stream, though. I will go look
Yeah.
at them while I'm waiting for the...
I mean, probably not a good idea to share those on stream. You know, just fucking saying.
Oh.
Oh, yay! Hey, the ghost things are here!
The
And the
ghosties?
lance! And they're trying to kill each other!
Fun.
Hooray!
Oh, that poor kitty cat. That's why it's so important for, like, cats to be spayed and neutered, bro.
Use all my
Yeah.
ammo.
I do remember these. They look like heart. Oh, yeah, I remember. I said they look like nobodies from fucking Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, yeah, they do, kinda.
Yeah, I remember I made that joke. I was like, what the fuck? What game are we playing again? Alright, I don't actually like this weapon. I really wanted to like it because it's so cool looking.
That was an artifact for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just picked it up because I thought it looked cool. Here, you can have it back.
Thank you.
I was like, ooh, shiny! Look, I can't open the chest anymore. I'm gonna take what I can get, okay?
Okay, I just need to find one more corrosive artifact, and I'll have all the elements maxed out for my attack, for my action skill.
Whoops. That's you,
And
right?
you're healed.
Okay, I was like, that's you, right?
Yeah. Shh, chat. While she does stuff, I'm gonna go complete the objectives.
Hey, I heard that. I'm just swapping out my shields. I got a better shield.
That's good. Anyways, I'm killing things already.
No! Save some for me!
No.
I want to kill things too!
I'm impatient. I don't want to wait.
Ah! I'm too impatient. Trash shield. Oh, they got turrets out here. You can have these guys.
Oh no, turret, so strong. Anyways.
Whose man is this? Ow. Oh, can
They
we go
think
up the
they're
stairs?
so strong up there on their little ceiling, but
I was gonna
little
say,
do
can we
they
go up
know
there
that I
and
am
just-
coming for them.
I really just want some. Oh! I got a
Pressing
little
the
man.
button.
I found a little man. I think it was a bobblehead. This room looks important. But I have a feeling if it is, I have no use for it right now.
See a health
And
pack.
thus, they have died.
Ha ha, you're dead. I'm just kidding.
Let's see what we've got.
It's kind of fucked up. Girl, don't say this is amazing to shit that ain't amazing.
Yeah, she does that quite often.
This is
They all kinda do.
amazing. I mean, I think it's all amazing, but I've also been yelled at for picking stuff
Like,
up.
sees actual sludge on the ground and is like, this is amazing!
This is amazing. Get farted
Like-
on by one of the enemies. This is amazing.
It's like the Garfield movie. Like, they see Odie dancing on his hind legs, and they're like, this is amazing! Ooh!
Oh god.
I want so much!
Yo, what now? You wanna iterate that? Reiterate that?
I wish. God, I wish I was. Oh, God, I wish I could get high.
You gotta
I
be
seriously
high on
do.
life. I'm just kidding. That's
Like,
a horrible
like
thing
with
to
my
say to
job
people.
the way it is right now, I can't really afford to. So So it's unfortunate, but I have to wait till like I actually get the remote position I was promised, and then I can afford to do it. You know, when
Are they giving you the position they promised?
They are eventually. It's just it's a huge pain in the ass right now.
Gotcha. It's a lot of waiting.
Yeah, essentially yes.
Alright, I need a better weapon.
Oh, you know that hurt.
Did it though? Look at him up there on the scaffolding. Thinking that
Acting all
nothing can
tough.
hurt them. Oof.
Ah, there I go.
So just shoot me, and I'll help you.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
Beat my ass.
I got you. Oh,
Oh, you son of a
Fuck.
bitch.
I'm
God,
good.
You're reviving me though.
Yeah.
On your feet, soldier.
Like, see, the thing is that some asshole threw a grenade at us while you were down.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
rude. I do not have any.
And you were already down, so I took the full force of that shit.
Did you go upstairs? Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did.
You good?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Keep getting better.
Ooh, new grenades that I won't remember to use.
Button pressed.
Alright.
Red chest found.
Found a red chest.
Guns over here.
Yep. All the way down the stairs.
Alright. Coming back down.
It's only commons.
Oh, that sucks. Why'd I do that to you? Oh, that's so nasty.
It's fine.
That's
It's
so
fine.
nasty.
I didn't want anything anyways.
You didn't want anything anyways. You got all the good guns. All the best guns in the game.
Where the frick are we? Oh, we're going this way. Okay.
I don't know. Playing follow the leader. I am not the leader.
Yeah, no. Not yet.
I'm the bottom.
You and Ark both.
Yeah, I know. Technically, I'm a pillow princess. If we want to get specific.
Yeah, fair.
All right.
Shoot him in the head. Shoot him in
Oh,
the butt.
hey, look at them. They're like flies
They're like flying around. Bzz,
with lasers.
Bro. I don't like when enemies can fly at me. They're too far away.
No, they're not.
I can't. I think I was too far away. Oh, eat a dick. You too. Everyone eat a dick.
Yeah, every single one of you.
Everyone.
Eat 5 dicks.
All the dicks.
20 dicks.
That's a lot of dick. And Tannis' little dick statue is still bigger.
Yeah, especially, we're gonna take that dick statue that Tannis has, and we're gonna shove it up Steel's ass.
Oh yeah.
That's how we end her.
Shove it up her butt.
And button pressed.
You pushed a button.
Yes.
And let me push the button.
No, no buttons for Trix.
No
Trix move too slow.
button. Too slow.
If Trix get up the stairs fast, she can open red chest.
I'm here. Oh, what this?
This is amazing.
Too strong for me. I don't even know what you can use.
Mostly a preference towards assault rifles and shotguns.
Oh, I can only do the jumpy thing down the first one.
Okay. Is it telling us to go back to Tannis now?
I don't know.
Check your map.
Checking a map. What does it say? Ugh.
Yeah, okay, I can see it on your stream.
Okay. Oh, I can't read maps. I'm map lexic.
Map lexic.
I get things confused. Like, I think I'm reading something right, and I'll end up going the wrong damn direction.
I mean, fair.
It's like Christmas.
I wonder if there's an actual canyon in between here, or if I can just jump over this shit.
I guess we're gonna find out. Oh, wait, there's that guy.
No, there isn't.
Womp, 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 womp. Ooh.
Womp womp.
Womp, womp, womp.
Let's sell a few things real quick.
I'll shell a few things.
Alright, oh yeah, definitely sell some stuff real quick because I can see your pack and it's 20 out of 21.
Really?
Because you're definitely gonna want a clear pack for when we go to face the final boss. Remember, sell anything that isn't at least blue or purple. And anything that is, let's see, you're level 31. Anything level 27 or lower. Or no, 26 or lower, sorry.
Good for my friend. Oh, I don't need 2 rocket launchers. Well, that's because that one's too high level for me.
Listen!
Moo moo moo.
What's that?
It's one of my redeems. I moo,
Moo.
and then I ooh woo. Moo, ooh, and then you put it together. Moo woo. It's a thing.
I don't know why I like ooh voices so much.
Ooh woo.
Like, it's super cringy, but, like, for some reason I love it.
Oh no, I sold one of my weapons. I didn't mean to do that.
You sold one of your equipment. You can buy it back.
I know. I got distracted with the moo woo. Which one was it?
And as soon as you're ready to go, let me know, and I'll travel.
I see you. You were purple. You were purple. Oh, I can use you now. Ooh, maybe I'll...
My money don't jiggle jiggle, it falls. I love to see you wiggle wiggle. For it's so it makes you wanna dribble dribble. You know, riding in my Fiat, you really have to see it. 6 feet 2 in a compound, no slack. But let the lead things go back and gonna have to relax. I'm nice, something red wine. Nice.
She's sleeping in the chair.
Alright, we just need to get back to Tannis. Let her know that the Echo Net is back. And then she tells us how to... Then she tells us where the vault is, and we go there, we kill everything, we open it, and we win!
We saved the internet, everybody!
We've almost saved the internet.
Oh, God! Shit! It's not strong enough. Death, I'm down.
I see that.
Thank you. I'm only chipping him down bits by bits. And that's what we in the business call teamwork. Oh, son of a bitch! Who shot me? It came from my butt.
Now this is loot.
You! You're upstairs.
Get in the tunnel, let me shoot you.
Yes, please, shoot me. Why am I being bunketed? Inky
maybe you deserve it.
bonky, daddy had a donkey. Donkey
Maybe they've
died,
decided you deserve to be
daddy
bonked.
died. Did you kill the man on the stairs?
I killed them both.
Fuck that man on the stairs trying to shoot me in the butt. He shot me in the butt. You can just shoot a man in his butt. Only doctors do that.
Yeah, well, apparently Lancemen do it too.
I saved the internet! Rejoice! And watch your hentai!
Hey, for me, take the bitch down.
Oh!
Alright, we have to fight Steel now. Let's go.
Oh, fuck yeah, let's go wreck this bitch.
Yeah, okay, so we need to go back out.
Woo, boy, don't
Back
you
out to
just
where
love
we
playing
were.
video games? Don't you just love going back and forth?
Yep. Yeah, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
Go here, now go there. Now pick up this, now go there.
I don't know how.
All the fetch quests.
Okay, we're just gonna go to the salt flats.
We are getting shooted at.
Yeah, that's them out there. Just ignore them.
Ignore them. Okay, I see.
Yeah, let
Ignore
them have their little spat.
They angry. At who? Not me. I'm not here anymore. Goodbye.
If you need anything at all,
Yes, you do, Marcus.
remember to use the commerce grid. I'm sure there's something helpful for you there, partner.
Partner.
Okay, we're heading towards the descent.
The descent into madness?
I mean, you could call it that. We're about to descend into what was thought to be a myth.
Are we
'Cause
going
yes,
to the
we're
vault?
coming up on the final area of the game.
Are we
There is
going
no
to the vault?
time left. You must reach the vault by any means necessary. We will not get another opportunity in this lifetime.
Oh man, by any
Blah,
means
blah, blah,
necessary,
blah,
Trix.
blah, 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 blah.
Okay, like I said, make sure your pack is pretty empty. Going up to the final boss. Because when we kill it, it reveals, like, 7 chests.
I want my shinies! Give me shinies.
Yeah, 7 red chests.
7 chests! That's a lot of titties!
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean shinies!
And also, you know how we reveal those chests?
That's a sussy
By
looking
killing
porn.
a tentacle monster.
Oh! We get to fight the hentai boss.
Yes. Don't get too close to it, Trix.
I don't
booty
like
might
getting
attract
close
it.
to anything. You know that. Don't touch me! Shiny titties, that's what I... Oh, yeah, if I need to have, like, some gemstone pasties. That's what I need.
Ah!
Shoot you in the dick. I wanna shoot you in the dick.
Yeah, shoot them all in the dick.
Aren't
The
you
light's been
married? No. No.
stuck. He's engaged. Big difference.
There's a difference. I am married to my treasure. Shoot him in
It
the
really
dick,
is.
girl. Fuck this man. Oh, fuck you, bro. Death, we can't both be down, bro.
It's fine. We both are.
Just kill the man, please. Oh, he is so close.
Pop.
'Tis but a flesh wound.
It's but a flesh wound. No, it
Tis
isn't.
but a flesh wound.
Yes, it is. No, it isn't. I cut your arm off. No, you haven't. Then what's that?
I think I know that reference. Holy shit.
It's Monty Python.
Yeah, I thought so. It's that one movie I don't like.
It's the Black Knight scene.
Yeah.
Hold, Trix, hold still. How am I supposed to shoot you with healing
Oh my
bullets
god!
if you keep moving?
I don't want to get shot. It's a natural reflex.
Yeah, but Trix, when I shoot you, it's a good thing.
It's really hard to get out of the mindset of don't get shot at.
Okay.
The vault's in a rock,
Yeah, the vault is down here in the descent.
and it's a big old rock.
Yeah. That's why no one ever found it, because it was in a rock.
It's just in a rock.
Glasses on the
Mushrooms!
last few
Y'all want
grains
some
of sand.
soup?
You must reach the vault by any means necessary. We
Girl,
will not get
chill.
another opportunity like this in your lifetime.
We truly won't. Oh no, the penis rock fell!
Not the penis!
Oh yeah, by the way, the Guardians are gonna get shitloads of experience, so be ready for that.
Damn, son!
Yeah, you should have like a lot of XP popping up on you.
What this? I honestly can't use any of this stuff.
So now we just descend.
Drunk.
Keep going. We're almost there. Rush, rush, rush!
I am a little torn around by where I'm supposed to be going.
Down.
Down. Down is a direction for sure.
Excuse me, Sarah Guardian. Who is Sarah and why are you guarding her?
Trying to figure out who the fuck Sarah is.
Yeah. Yeah, who's Sarah? Who is she? Why are you guarding her?
Like
Exactly.
Sarah from the labyrinth?
Ugh.
Maybe?
Just white garbage. Ugh.
Ugh.
Leave it.
White garbage.
Oh god, where are we? Fucking Tennessee? I'm sorry to anyone who lives in Tennessee.
I'm sorry, people from Tennessee.
Yeah, sorry,
It's
people in
wider
Tennessee.
than a gender reveal party at a Cracker Barrel.
Yep.
That is a rock I'm shooting. Whoa! Things got a little, they're getting a little, what's the word? Laggy?
Oh, yeah, probably because there's a ton of enemies down there.
Jesus, game, I'm trying to play you. I'm getting shot from my ass and my tits. Can we please?
I'm fine.
I'm glad you're fine.
Trix,
I'm not.
You might have to just die. I apologize.
See how that
but I don't think I can get back to you in time.
I got a second win.
Oh, you did it.
Eat my ass.
Congratulations.
Eat my ass. God, it's so laggy. You know what? Fuck this. I need a minute. I need a minute. Where did he go?
Why is it lagging so hard for
I
you? My
don't
game's pretty
know.
smooth still.
I don't know, but like, it's so bad. Dude, this motherfucker over here, it's you. You're the problem. You're the one wrecking my ass.
Like, the Guardians got A-tier shields, but once you bust through that, they die in a few hits. They're right bastards for it, too.
Just staring at this man in the face. And don't worry about me being engaged or married. Joe is very supportive of my OnlyFans.
I've never seen anything like this.
Oh shit, there's actually some good pistols down here, actually.
Jeez, if I can even get down there.
Oh hey, did the lag stop finally? Like, I saw it stop lagging for like a second on your game video.
For like a minute, it chilled.
Maybe because we finally killed all the enemies down here.
I guess the game was just like too heavy.
There's
on
like, oh,
dudes.
it's too much. There's too many.
Too many dudes.
Nice pistols there. Oh, a nice double anarchy assault or SMG there. And garbage in this one. Okay.
Yeah, we've been engaged for like 8 years. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
But like we've never actually had a ceremony. Cause we're poor.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, those are expensive.
Money? We don't know what that is. What's money?
All I know is I need more of it.
Right? It's never enough. The second we came down here, the lag just stopped. It's actually normal again. I just hope it's not laggy for the boss fight.
It shouldn't be. Again, I'm pretty certain that was because there were so many. Oh.
Wonderful.
Good job.
Good job, me. Yeet! Okay, that direction.
Where are you? Don't tell me you're all the way back at the beginning.
I think they... No. I see you.
Or actually, you know what? Just stay there. I'll just initiate travel. Because I'm actually at the entrance.
Oh, okay, cool, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no point in doing all that.
Yeah.
Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah. And now there is nothing but Guardians here, so be ready for that.
Christ.
Mostly flying Guardians.
Let us see if the lag returneth. Rip my shield.
Oh yeah,
Purple.
there are also lancemen. Okay. Oh yeah, by the way, interesting fact about Steel, the bitch lady who's been yelling at us.
Yeah.
She's a siren.
Now this is
Oh, I didn't pick
Yeah.
up on that.
Yeah. Well, it's not really expressed in the game much. Like, when you see her, you see the same kind of tattoos on her body that Lilith has.
Gotcha, so like you can kind of pick up on it for that, but otherwise they don't really say anything.
Yeah. Yeah, even though they don't really say anything about it.
Wait a minute, are these stupid guardians like,
They're tough.
can they like outmaneuver my ability?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, I do not like that. Oh, that was a wasted grenade. Get over here and fight me!
Because there's a definite connection between sirens and the bolts. Although, even after like all the stuff we've gotten in Borderlands 3, that connection isn't 100% clear as to what it is.
Like, why? Oh,
Yeah.
like, for what reason? I hope
Although,
they kind of expand on that, because I honestly find the sirens to be probably one of the most interesting parts about the game.
Yeah. Okay, so siren facts. 1. Only 6 sirens can exist in the universe at any given time.
Ow, 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 ow. The lag has returned.
Oh no.
The lag has returned.
Maybe it's the area where... Maybe it's specific areas that cause the game to lag.
I don't know, but...
help.
Help me get up.
Yeah, I can't let you go, bro. The only thing keeping me alive. It's you! That motherfucker up there keeps killing my shield!
Yeah, it's the Sarah Guardians.
Ah!
There you go. Level 33.
Wasn't expecting that.
Alright. Wait, what level am I? 33. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Woo boy! Yeehaw! You guys excited? We're gonna beat the game!
Yeah, we're gonna beat the game
We're
today.
gonna beat the game today! I wasn't exactly planning for that, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. It's all good in the neighborhood. We're just gonna shoot at them and hope we hit them, because Lord knows it's lagging. God, they keep wrecking my shield.
Oh, they do a lot of damage. Like, that's the thing about
My
Guardians in Borderlands
God.
1. They are glass cannons. Like, they will absolutely wreck your
Jack,
shit.
No. Sir, you're not allowed to die on my watch.
I'm not. I'm still up. But yeah, Borderlands 1, Guardians are fucking glass cannons.
Oh, you fucking cunt! I don't even know where you are. You may have actually killed. Oh, god damn it.
I'm okay.
Okay. As long as you're okay. I worry about you, okay? My pet's
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm just bleeding out of every orifice.
You're like my homie, man. Homies don't let homies bleed from their orifices.
Look, sometimes in life, people just bleed from all of their orifices all at the same time. We've got to learn to accept that happens in life.
My anus is bleeding. God, you remember that?
I do not actually.
Oh, it's the fuck. Where's that man's fucking shit called? I don't know if you noticed, but these Guardians are badass.
Oh, I've noticed. Still fucking obliterating them.
You are doing an exceptional job. Do you need help?
Yeah, probably.
It's okay to ask for help, Deb. It's okay to ask for help.
Oh, wait, never mind. I got it.
Oh, look, we never know if we need help. Sometimes we don't know we need help. Oh my god, these cunts.
Don't need a medic now.
This is amazing.
You've seen a lot of treasure chests, Lilith. What are you talking about?
This is amazing, girl. No.
I think Lilith just has a treasure fetish like you do.
I think so too. It's okay. We're kindred spirits. It's okay. Me and Lilith, we would get along. We would get along
God,
just great.
I forgot what a long, winding ass path this is.
Oh, this is fucking taking forever. I won't lie to you. I'm just kind of sitting here like, does it ever end?
No.
Oh, fuck.
The Guardians are called the Guardians for a reason, by the way. They guard the vaults. It's kind of part of the reason nobody has found these things in 1,000 years.
Daddy needs his long. Please adopt me.
You want me in the box? Get in there. Get in the circle. Get in the circle. Fucking hoes.
I can't kill the things up here if I'm in the circle.
I know, but I'm safe in the circle. The circle.
The circle is about.
Safe.
The circle's gone.
Circle is gone. It's because
You have lost the protection of the circle.
It's okay. That guy was pretty much dead anyway. I will get in the box momentarily.
Yeah, when she's
Just
not
a
being
moment.
shot
When
at.
I'm not being shot at, I will get in the box. I promise. Get back over here, you little shit! Oh my goodness. Alright, there are no anemones around, so I'm gonna jump in the box real quick.
Good idea.
Alright, we are in the box. We are officially up for adoption.
And I've already killed all the things up there.
I noticed. You're just moving on without me. What if you needed help? What if you needed healing?
I'm fine.
Yeah. What?
You do remember that I went through this area by myself, right?
Oh, you know that hurts.
Fucking hoe.
Alright,
They're-
almost. Oh my god, there's more!
More? Why?
Jesus H. Jesus!
Oh my fuck, where did that come from?
I've guided you to this point, and you've done so well. No
Oh my god, you popped another level.
Yeah,
The
dude.
vault opens. Brace yourself. I believe in you. You can do
Fuck
this.
you, cunt.
I believe in you, you can do this! Fuck you, bitch!
I believe I can fly. I
We don't need your
believe I
belief,
can
we've got it
touch
here all by
sky.
ourselves, Angel. You didn't do dick.
I do question that, like, What does she even do besides give orders and be cryptic and
Yeah.
be a siren?
Nope, she's an AI.
That would explain why she has, like, no empathy. My god, quit lagging. How can I help the homies if I'm dead?
It's fine. There we go.
Say that.
Just needed to kill that Guardian. What about this one guy watching me kill all those things?
You learn more
like
about
all those
April in the second
fucking
one?
super cyber ghosts that were killing all of his friends, and then I killed all of his friends, and then he's like, oh yeah, I'm the one. I've got this guy's number. I'm totally gonna win this fight. I'm like, no, dude.
We will be getting to the second one, but we are going to take like a little break from Borderlands, because I kind of am double dipping into Borderlands right now too.
Yeah.
Like, don't
She's
forget
currently playing 3 with us as well.
Jesus!
Because
That's it. I'm pretty much
honestly,
gone.
3 has the best gameplay.
Fucking hell. Oh, the lag.
God, you fuckers don't know when to give up, do you?
Jesus Christmas.
Okay, they are all dead. Holy shit.
Holy balls. Death, you want to shoot me? Just a little bit? Just a little?
Oh,
as a
we're
treat?
gonna have some vending machines around on the other side here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I use my ability.
Oh my god, she actually used her action skill?
I do it sometimes.
Oh wait, never mind. We're going straight into the boss fight. Whatever.
I've warned you time and again, yet you persist on ignoring my orders.
Yeah, you see her,
her tattoos.
You see her tattoos? Yeah.
But you, you belong to me.
Alright, ready for an epic boss fight against Steel?
Mm-hmm. Oh no, the penises.
Oh no, they're coming together to form one giant super penis.
No, they came together to join one super vagina.
No, there's the super penis.
Oh!
Fuck
Oh!
Steel.
Oh, shit!
Oh wait, never mind. We're fighting this thing.
We never find out her ability. Wow.
No, we never do.
Creature may be immortal in its own realm, but in this reality,
Dude, it's eye and the bulby things on the tentacles.
I
Blood
see.
can be hurt, even killed. You just need to know where to aim.
Oh, I don't like this thing. Oh, fuck me.
Hold on, I got you. Just keep shooting it in the eye. I'll keep you healthy.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. I got this.
You sure, buddy?
There we go.
You're good.
Yeah.
Alright.
You just need to destroy one of the tentacles when you go down and you'll pop up. But yeah, keep shooting his eye.
Don't worry. It's a very big target. I got this. They kind of made this easy for me, Ben. If the target was any
They
smaller,
did.
we might have a problem.
They did. They made this way too easy. There it goes.
I beat the game! No, the penis!
No, all the penises, all the mega penises, they're going back.
We saved the internet, but we had to kill the hentai in the progress.
You opened the vault. I'm sorry I couldn't warn you about what was in it. But for you to be there to stop it, it couldn't have unfolded any other way.
How fucking convenient.
You could have told us, hey, you guys might want to guard your anus.
200 years. But I'm
She could have said something, bro. Like, make sure you're prepared or something.
Yeah, make sure you have a plug in your butt to protect
Put
your
a
butt.
butt plug in your booty.
Yeah.
She been talking from a satellite dish. What?
Yeah, she has.
I thought that was like her siren ability. She was hacking into
Oh,
her
but
brain.
wait.
Oh, come on, get down.
Oh. Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Interplanetary ninja assassin
happening?
claptrap.
What the fuck is happening, yo?
I skipped the credits.
How did you skip them?
I hit B.
B. I'm not playing on controller, bro.
Whichever is the back button for you.
Escape.
There you
One treasure
All right.
chest.
Yeah.
Thanks for nothing. 2 treasure chests.
Mine, and mine. Now this is loot.
Is it? I'm a little
3.
disappointed
Unlucky.
so far.
Okay. Okay, there's 3. Oh, go ahead and pick up the vault key.
Let's see what we've got.
Okay.
Oh, ooh, a legendary and another one of the alien blasters.
You can have that one if you want. It's not any better than the one I have. We got some artifacts.
Ooh, okay. Both of those are siren artifacts, so you can dig both of those.
Okay. I got them both. They were both legendaries too.
All artifacts are legendary.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah. And then one last treasure chest.
Okay.
The loot's be mine.
I won't lie, I'm a little underwhelmed.
Yeah. You didn't really get a whole lot of good stuff out of that. The last time I opened up these chests on my first run, I got at least 3 legendaries.
I got, if we're not counting artifacts, there's also just money everywhere.
Yeah.
Money! So,
We just go return it to Tennis and that's it.
that's it?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it, y'all. That's all she wrote. No worries. We just beat the final boss. And I've seen enough hentai to know what it does to people it manages to get.
Yeah.
DLCs. We may revisit some DLCs in the future.
Oh, I hit the wrong one. Hold on.
Death, what are you doing? Why are you being a silly little goober?
I can't remember which one is which without the diamonds. I need a waypoint. I can't see it.
See, this is how I feel when I do see it.
Oh god, the visual effect is always late for me. So I start moving and then like the screen warps.
Whee! We should start planning and plotting for Halloweeny. We're getting close, boys. September is ending pretty soon.
Yeah, actually it is.
We gotta jump into the spooks. Oh my gosh, thank you for the bits. Look at his little gusher blood. Look, doesn't that look delicious like a blueberry pie? Okay, I'll stop.
No, go ahead, eat it. Dude, I fucking dare you.
He's gonna give me the diarrhea.
Drink water, you
Take
dehydrated
one
bitch.
bite and just immediately throw up.
I mean, it could be worse.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd
the
rather
smell could make you vomit.
I mean, I'd rather immediately throw up than immediately do other things.
No, well, actually, you know what? I could throw up and then also have explosive diarrhea at the same time.
No, that's terrible. See, now you've deterred me. Because I need a shower. I need clean pants. Fucking rocks. I hate these things. Y'all need to stop talking smack about seagulls. These guys.
Yeah, fuck
These guys have it coming. Oh my God.
All right. Turn it into tennis and get your
Hold
final
on, Tannis.
reward
I
and
gotta
maybe
hydrate.
Maybe read the actual...
Hold on, Tannis. I gotta down some daddy cummies. Hold on.
Maybe read the mission finish description. I don't know.
Yeah, I got a legendary something or other, but it was only one weapon.
Yeah, she did get a legendary sniper from it, but
Night.
that was
It knows
that
when
was
you're
literally
awake.
the only good thing she got.
I won't lie, that does actually sound pretty cool. But let's talk to Tannis.
Yeah.
Bring the vault key to Tannis. Thank you for bringing this to me. Cash sum should cover the hardships you've endured. That is a lot of fucking money. 234,885. I wish I had that in bits.
Yeah.
The key won't work again for hundreds of years. Must keep it from falling into the wrong hands. I feel like she doesn't do a very good job at that.
No, she doesn't.
Otherwise, the second game wouldn't happen. It's a gearbox gun.
And third game.
Is that good? A gearbox gun, is that good? In the meantime, I'll continue my research and fuck chairs. Good job, Tannis.
Yeah.
Good job, you did it. Even though we did all the work, you did it. Good job.
And you stabbed us in the back, too. Like, Jesus.
A little bit. You, I feel like you probably could have at least warned us about the giant dick monster.
Oh, she legitimately did not know about the giant dick monster.
Oh, she didn't? You did? Oh, well, you're probably just
Yeah,
jealous then. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she legitimately did not know about the dick monster.
Alright, folks, now what?
Yakuza.
Wait, no, I have to plan for Yakuza. I can't just, like, start it out of nowhere. That's not fair. That's
Yes,
not
you
fair
can.
to the people who might actually be interested in that. That's not fair.
Yes, you can. You can start out of nowhere. You can start it right now.
I could, but that just seems rude. It's like showing up to your house unannounced.
Do it.
No,
Do it.
I'm not mean.
Do it. 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 Do it.
Besides, you told me I had to wait.
No, I said we would probably need to, if you wanted me there the entire time, we would need to discuss a time for it. But, I mean, you could have, like, one stream without me there, or with me coming in late.
Well, it's okay. It's okay. But we only have, like, an hour left. Max. So...
Then I have no idea what to do, to be honest.
Look, there's things to do. There's always stuff to do. I really wish my air conditioner would come on. I know it's not actually hot in the house, but I am sweating. Air conditioner, please. What if I set you to 70? You kick on for me? I gotta stroke it a little bit. Y'all want to play the password game that Joe showed me? That, like, honestly kind of intimidates me because I had to do math.
What's the password game? I've never even heard of this.
You make a password, and then it tells you that it needs XYZ. It's honestly very frustrating.
That doesn't sound fun.
But it is.
But you literally just said it's frustrating.
That's because I'm stupid. But you're smart.
No, I am not.
Yes, you are.
I'm very much not. What are you basing this false knowledge off of?
I'm basing it off of your knowledge of throwing weapons away when appropriate.
That's because I've played I've played Borderlands a ton of times.
Is
Well,
it because of that, or is
congratulations.
you? Yeah, we beat it. We beat it.
You
I
beat
guess
your first words hard Borderlands game.
I feel like I should say some words on how I felt about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like, I do have 3 to kind of compare it to, so yeah, I would agree that it's a little weak sauce in the story. Like, not that it's bad, it's just basic. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have something to build off of. Plus, we gotta keep in mind the year it came out. I think for how it played, for the year it came out, it probably was really good. Like, if I had played it back when it first came out, I probably would have loved it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I probably would be like, oh my god, this is the best game ever. I could see how it won Game of the Year.
Yeah.
But I definitely see the improvements in at least the gameplay for 3.
Yes.
The story again is a little weak, but there's more to it. There's a little bit more meat and potatoes to it, at least.
Yeah.
And I don't know fuck all about 2 yet, so we get there when we get there.
Yeah. And, like, seriously, if 4 gives us the story of 2 with the gameplay of 3, I will consider the series perfect.
You know, I mean, there's a good chance. I want it to kind of like, I don't know how many people, how people feel about controversial takes like this, but like, I do feel like at a certain point, it is okay for a series to end. Like, it's overstayed its welcome. It's like, all right, we've been there, we've done that, we're done. I would like 4 to wrap up some stuff, to answer some questions that we don't have answers to.
Specifically, what are the Sirens' connections to the Vault?
Yeah, that would be very nice.
Yeah.
So, Death,
Because
I need you...
Because here's the thing. We know that, like, we find out in 3 about, like, a specific Siren's connection to the Great Vault, but we don't really find out, like, why Sirens are connected to the vaults in general.
Right. It is a mystery.
Yeah.
So, Death, choose a password for me.
Bony ass.
Is that spelt well? Oh no.
No.
How do you want me to spell it?
Yeah, that's fine. Boneyas.
Alright, there's a problem. It needs a number.
It needs a number. Make the S's 5s.
Okay. Oh no, it must contain an uppercase letter.
Make the A uppercase.
Okay. Oh no, it must include a special character.
Exclamation point at the end.
Oh no, the digits in our password must add up to 25.
Okay. 25. Add... Let's see. Add 3 more 5s.
Okay. Your password must include a month of the year.
Put 01 after the exclamation point.
I think it wants a word.
Oh, JAN.
I think it wants the whole word.
Oh,
it did.
Okay.
Okay. It must include a Roman numeral.
V.
All right. Your password must include one of our sponsors: Pepsi, Starbucks, or Shell.
Pepsi?
The Roman numerals in your password should multiply to 35.
35. So it would be... V is 5, so that would be VII.
you sure?
They said it needs to multiply to 35.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, so we need to change that to 35. Okay. So that would be XXXV.
There you go. Okay, your password must include this CAPTCHA.
What CAPTCHA?
Oh my god, this is annoying, actually. Okay, just add it at the end. NBCGB.
It must include today's Wordle answer.
I want to stab the people who made this game. I sincerely... I don't play fucking Wordle!
Let's play some Wordle, chat! I don't either.
No, I hate this. I legitimately hate this.
You wanna play Wordle with me? You wanna play Wordle?
No.
Do you know how to play Wordle?
I know how to play Wordle. I just don't like Wordle.
Give me a 5-letter word.
I don't know. Dicks.
Oh, okay. D is a letter. It's just in the wrong place.
Okay, fucking...
Fuck. Oh god, my glasses are soaked. Hold on. My glasses are fucking soaking wet. I'm crying. I'm laughing so hard. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm glad my absolute frustration could have started 0 and had fun. No. She's like, but that... I said today, not today.
Today, not
today, as in the day.
I'm
as in the
sorry.
present.
Not that it matters because T isn't in it and O and D is still in the wrong place. Fuck.
You come up with some words. Why am I doing all the thinking? Why do I have to do all the thinking?
It's not a word. I was thinking like something D. Fuck. We hadn't used A yet. Yeah, 80 is the only thing that makes sense to put the D there, but I don't... O-R-E? I know... Oh, E isn't going to be one, but we have A and D. They're wrong in the wrong place. So I think D might be the last letter. Oh, God.
Okay.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck me. Oh, I gotta stop tearing up. In...
Board?
Like, B-O-A-R-D?
Yes.
Good job! God damn it, it wasn't good enough! Fuck. M-A...
Okay, so D is the second to last?
I think...
Because we've had D in every other location.
Yes, it's gonna be in the second to last location. Alright, so we know for a fact that this is D. So maybe we've already used S, so D, and we've already used E. What's a potential letter that could come after D? Y? Tardy?
Yeah, Hardy. H-A-R-D-Y.
Alright, well, it's not a T and it's not an R. I thought tardy, not Hardy, but... Yeah. A, okay, D, and Y are in the right spot. Maybe...
Okay, so it isn't Hardy.
No. We got this. Could be an M, perhaps a P. Can't be R, though.
Let me see the letters that we have left, and let's see.
Oh God, I am. Ooh. Yeah. So this game was made after all the jokes that people made about passwords wanting, specific stuff. Like people kept wanting more stuff for their passwords. So this guy said, "Hold my beer." We have LP. That's not a word. Wandy. That's not a word. Waldy. Oh my God, I am not good at stuff like this. You know, chat. You could speak up at any moment.
Yeah.
You could help us out here. Yeah, phone a friend. Phone a friend. Ooh.
Something.
There's also F.
Mm.
GA. Gaudy? It's the best I got. But it is our last try.
Hold on.
I'm holding. Please hold. Do 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 do.
Okay, let's see here.
I'm enjoying my bones in my face.
Definitely wasn't that. I've already checked B. I've already checked C. I haven't checked P. Oh. Okay, can't be that one. Could be gaudy, handy, or
No, if this isn't the right answer, the puzzle just resets. We can try other answers.
Okay, try gaudy.
He's wrong. It is handy. You're right.
It was handy.
It was handy. Yeah, right there. All right, but we know the answer. We know it's handy.
Yeah.
Your password must include a 2-letter symbol from the periodic table.
No, fuck. No, why are we back to this? I no.
Because we got the answer for today's Wordle.
Fuck. I.e., I think. I don't know.
2-letter symbol from the periodic table. Bro, I don't even remember what the periodic table looks like. It's a bunch of squares and letters. Aluminum is like AI, right?
Yeah, I think so. AI.
AL. Oh, it's AL.
Okay.
Your password must include the current phase of the moon as an emoji.
I'm done. I'm sorry, Trix. I'm done. I can't.
I don't know what the moon phase is, but I know how to get the moon phase. What is the moon phase?
Yeah. It's gonna give me a brain hemorrhage.
I need to know. Yeah, for today. What is it? We are, this is a half moon. What? What was is okay? So this one. All right. So we just need to go to Emojipedia and look up the moon.
Why? Why though?
It's the first quarter moon, I think. I think that's what it showed us. Yes, first quarter moon. I got it right. Oh my god! Your password must include the name of this country. Hold on, I can't. Google Earth.
No, I'm done. Fuck this.
I'm honestly just curious what kind of shit it can keep throwing at us. I don't even care about the password at this point. I'm just like, what's next?
I'm done. Fuck this. No more. I can't.
What is this? I don't even know where this is. Bro, is this America?
Who the hell knows?
I can't read any of the signs. It's like font for ants. America. It is not America. Brazil. Nope. Oh, fuck. I don't know. Yeah, I'm kind of like done too. But
Yeah.
I'm just, ooh, that's a green truck. Just like, how would you even get...
Why are we doing this?
I'm trying to figure out
Why?
like how you would even get the answer for this too. What does it say? What language is that?
I'm so tired.
I don't know what language that is. Russia? No. I don't know languages. My model is like dead now. She's gone. Look at the licenses. Arknod, I don't have control.
Ark, we can't.
Help. No! It blurted out. It said fuck you. Can I, no. Zoom in. That looks like fucking English. Italian?
Italy, whatever. I don't care. Europe. I don't.
It's okay if we end early too.
Yes, please. Can we stop? I hate this. I hate this so much.
I feel like an idiot, bro.
I hate this so much.
Oishi, well, it's not freaking, there's a lot of fucking trucks. Why are there so many trucks?
Ark says look around for signs.
We got a Shell. We got a gas station.
Cool. Arkanon, you can play the password game next time.
V-Power. That's English.
India?
Ish.
Try India.
India. Is not India.
Okay.
Right? That's why I'm frustrated, because I feel like a dumbass. I feel like I should know this. It's not, fuck. What is the country that's a part of the U.S., but, like, not a part of the U.S.? I'm dumb. All right, I know. It's Puerto Rico, right?
I think the United Kingdom, maybe.
Did I spell that wrong? I probably spelled that wrong. It is not the United Kingdom. I probably spelled Puerto Rico wrong. Bro, I don't fucking know. It's not one word. I know that much. Shit, I accidentally deleted her. Here we go.
Philippines.
I didn't realize. Oh, it's the Philippines! Good job, Ark. Your password must include a leap year.
Nope. Fuck that. Done. Done. Stream over. I'm done.
You just have to cheat, Ark. I don't know how to cheat. I'm honest. And death is done.
I'm done.
Oh god, I can't breathe. It's hot. Air conditioner, fucking turn on, please. Zarn dealership services. Death always quits real easy. It's not a good metric.
Look.
First quarter of a game is done, death quit.
Look,
Olivia
man,
was-
okay, I gotta know when shit's getting frustrating. If I just continue, how is that gonna be fun for anyone to watch?
2020 was a leap year, but now the digits in our password are wrong. I guess, can we delete all the 5s except for one of them? $20 plus 5 is 25, my guy. I know, I can math that much. Oh, it has to, the individual digits. Hold on, 2, 4, shit. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. Okay, you lost me. This is where I cop. This is where I cut out. Death, they want us to play chess. Death, are you there? Death, please. Black to move? I think so. I don't know.
Death.exe has stopped functioning. I'm very tired. I want to go to bed.
I don't know how chess works. So I don't know how to play this.
Yeah.
I don't know how chess play. I can't chess. An algebraic chess notation. Standard method for recording and describing the moves in a game of chess. Oh, coordinates! Is it the coordinates? Like, I have to, like, use 2H or whatever to, like... Ark says he knows. Ark, are you smart enough? Are you smart enough? Are you smarter than a 5th grader?
Yeah, Arcanon probably knows because he's actually intelligent. I only know how to shoot shit.
It's just a new tab. It didn't go anywhere. Could you imagine, though, if passwords were really like this?
I would never have an account anywhere.
You can't
Be like,
see
fuck
the
that shit.
puzzle. The fuck do you mean can't see the puzzle? QG2? Oh, that's gonna fuck our numbers up again. But no. It was not QG2. I mean, you can't see the puzzle. It is right there on the screen.
He's on a delay.
Oh, you're on a delay. I'm sorry. I apologize. Are you trying to say queen to G2? No, that didn't work. Hold on. What if we put queen just to G2? No. I don't know what it wants from us then.
Maybe if you spell out 2.
No, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that's how you should spell queen.
Now we're gonna spell it queef.
Queef! Queen queef! Ah, lowercase g. It is an invalid notation. It says you're wrong. I'm glad somebody here is smart. I'm not smart. Oh God, Death, you need some sleep because I murdered. Look, you murdered a bunch of men today, and now I'm murdering your brain cells, and I don't know if that's a fair trade.
And my hope.
Your hopes and dreams. Your hopes and dreams.
It's dead now, Trix. You
Death
killed
is
it with
dead.
the password game.
Joe showed me this shit.
Ark, I suggested that we start Yakuza 0, and she said, no, we can't do that. That would be rude.
It would be to, like, I want to put it on a schedule, and then people can, like, who actually would have watched me play that will show up. They think I'm still playing Borderlands. They're not gonna think, oh, she's gonna beat it today. They're gonna start Yakuza. They don't even know I'm playing that yet. You don't know? You're bye. All right, Art tapped out. We got here, and this is beyond me. Someone smarter than me would have to do this. I have to tap out here. I do not know anything about chess.
Yeah.
Chess.
No.
Chess.
Whoever came up with this,
You're a monster.
I sincerely hope that someone straps you to a chair in front of an automatic dick punching machine. Just constantly. Just set to 11. You know, Trix, I was gonna say you don't deserve to be in jail, but you absolutely deserve to be in jail for subjecting me to that.
I was just switching out the right asset. Oh god,
you absolutely deserve that. You deserve to be in jail.
Ooh, man. Alright, so who we got on tonight?
Victormo, and the raid message will be, I got a perfect one, actually.
Alright, hit us. Hit us with the raid message.
Hold on, let me copy it as well. There we go.
Oh my gosh, is it the password? No.
No. There we go.
I already closed out the tab. We can't save it. Okay. All right. There's your raid message.
Yeah, there's your raid message, everybody. Death has lost all hope.
Fancy emotes too, so we can fancify it. Here we go.
Yeah, hold on. Let me put some of my fancy emotes out there for all of you to copy. Here you go. Here you go. Put those at the end. That sounds great.
Alright, let's go raid this man. It's late. I'm dying. I'm usually the one who's like having a hard time. It's a little weird not to be the one like stressed out.
You said it was Joe who showed you this?
Yes, it was Joe.
Could you do me a favor and when next you see him, just like smack him in the nutsack for me? That'd be great. That'd be just wonderful. Like just go up to him after he gets home from work and just like, and when he asks why, he say, "That was from Death because she showed me the password game."
Actually, he's not even awake for work yet. He'll be up in about an hour. I'll see him in about
Make sure you do that when he does. In fact, wake him up with that.
Oh my god, he would kill me. Oh my god. Oh, alright. So, tomorrow, we're coming back here. We're gonna play... Oh, I'm gonna play Blood on the Clock Tower tomorrow. It's Wednesday. I don't know why I was like, tomorrow was Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. We're gonna play Blood on the Clock Tower. Death, are you joining us for that?
Depends on how work goes tomorrow, to be honest.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, that's what's in the cards tomorrow. But anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go early. We're gonna give this love to Darmo, and I will see you tomorrow night. Okay? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye.